1 year ago in Gävle, Sweden, Victory spread her cloak over the Canadian team. But Victory often changes her side. And 1 year later, another team and another coaching staff has 60 minutes to help Victory make up her mind. As the spotlight has panned the Canadian bench at the '94 World Junior Championship, it has caught several players. Rick Girard leads the tournament with 5 goals. Todd Harvey has been bashing and crashing, and he has 7 points. And Yannick Dubé has focused and struck with laser-like intensity. Swedish coach Tommy Topp has silver medals the last 2 years. The sparkle this year has come from Leafs first-rounder Kenny Jonsson with 8 points to lead all defensemen. Winnipeg's Mats Lindgren has looked great with 7 points, as has New York Rangers' Nicklas Sundstrom. We'll see if all that glitter will lead to Swedish gold.
TSN, Canada's leader in international hockey, is proud to present exclusive coverage of the 1994 World Junior Hockey Championship. Today's game from the Czech Republic is brought to you by Air Canada for all the world of hockey. By Imperial Oil and Esso Associates, proud to be a leading sponsor of youth hockey in Canada. And by Labatt Blue, honest and true, you bet it's blue.
TSN, Canada's only network for junior hockey, presents the gold medal game of the 1994 World Junior Championship. It is Sweden against Canada. And hello again, everybody. This is what it's all about. Pull up a chair, sit down, and get set to enjoy some great hockey. 2 very good teams, Canada and Sweden, playing for the gold medal at the 1994 World Junior Championship. Should be a great, great hockey game. A bit of a surprise for the Canadian team, or maybe not a surprise, depending on with whom you speak. Coach Joe Canale electing to start Jamie Storr in this game. Storr came into the tournament as the designated #1 man for Canada. He played the first 3 games, then Emmanuel Fernandez came on for the next 3. But Canale electing to go with Storr for the big game. This game will decide who takes home the gold and who takes home the silver. The bronze medal is being played for as we speak. Russia is playing Finland. Russia is leading 3-2 in the 3rd period. We will pass along a final to you. If Russia hangs on to win the game, they will go home bronze medal winners. Germany defeating Switzerland 3-1 in the relegation game. You see Switzerland finishing in last place. Germany will come back next year to the A pool. Switzerland drops back down to the B pool. The Czech Republic and the USA will round out the tournament in a game that starts a couple of hours from now. It'd be very, very tough to throw a stick into either the Canadian dressing room or the Swedish dressing room and not hit, 1 or 2 first-rounders at least. There are 6 suiting up for this game for Canada. Brandon Convery, Todd Harvey, Brendan Witt, Nick Stajstehar, Jason Allison, and Curtis Bowen, first-rounders all. For the Swedish team, 4 first-rounders. That makes a grand total of 10 first-rounders playing in this hockey game. If you're heading out to lunch with any of them over the course of the next couple of years, make sure they pick up the tab because they will be millionaires all. This Swedish team is typified by great puck handling skill, great speed, and a very mobile defense. We talked to Canadian captain Brent Telly about what the team has to do to nullify those advantages.
I think their defensemen have 11 of their 30-some-odd goals so far, so we know that their defensemen are going to be jumping in on the play quite often, particularly Jonsson, number 19, and we're going to have to take advantage of that, be defensively aware with the defensemen jumping in, and at the same time know that their D-men take chances, so if we can turn the puck over quick and use that to our advantage.
Bob McKenzie with me now. And Bob, what do you do to nullify a fast-skating team? You hit them.
Absolutely. You have to play Canadian-style hockey. The biggest difference between Canadian hockey and Swedish hockey is physical forechecking. It just doesn't happen in Europe. So what the Canadian team has to do, they've got to get the puck deep down into the corners, and they've got to absolutely pound those Swedish defensemen, hit them face first into the glass. They're not used to it, and find out if that unsettles them, because they can't let them come out. If they do, if they let them come out unmolested, this Swedish defense are so mobile and so good with the puck, they will pick you apart.
There is one very variable in that equation, the refereeing and how much hitting is allowed. Jyrki Ingman is the referee for this game. He is a Finnish referee, so we'll see how things go virtually from the opening face-off. Coming up during our intermissions tonight, lots to tell you about. We'll chat with Canadian defenseman Nick Stajduhar and take a look at the goalies. What's it like to play in a big tournament like this? And during our second intermission, a TSN update, as well as a visit to the Crystal Factory with the Canadian national junior team. It's the gold medal game. Canada and Sweden coming up next on TSN. Don't you go anywhere.
Well, up here, the blues are everywhere. Well, you know, late at night, bars. Sharing the blues with lots of people just seems natural.
Like all great blues, ours have a quality that comes from the heart of the country.
You know, you can't stay home all the time.
The Esso Tiger team talks pride.
Customer liked my smile.
I watched you guys work and we always had grin from ear to ear.
It's like being just a real family, and when you enjoy being together, you enjoy your customers more, you treat your customers better.
There's a great amount of care taken in everything that Esso does.
We take what we do very seriously. We expect to be the best, and we work at it.
Customers number one.
Quality, friendly service. And I think that's what it all comes down to.
You're on your way with Esso.
So that we may bring you an encore performance of the exciting World Junior Hockey game, which took place this afternoon between Canada and Sweden, American Gladiators will now be shown at 5 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Pacific, following TSN Inside Sports. Right now, stay tuned for the gold medal game from the Czech Republic next on TSN.
Sweden's only gold medal at the World Junior Championship coming back in 1981. They have won silver the last 2 years. And in goal for them for this gold medal game, Peter Olsson. He has been there all the way this year. And he, like the team, is 6-0, 1.67 goals against average. At the other end, Jamie Storr, the goalkeeper, or storekeeper, if you will, getting the call for Canada. Played the first 3 games of the tournament. Played pretty well for 2 games and 58 minutes by his own admission. Gave up a bad goal, maybe 2 against the Russians. Emmanuel Fernandez came in, but it is Storr in there for the gold medal game. As I mentioned earlier, the referee is Jyrki Ingman from Finland. He's done a reasonably good job. And there would be a caveat to that, of course, that it is often very frustrating for the Canadians to deal with European-style officiating. So we will see what is allowed to go in terms of physical play in this game and what is not. And that, make no mistake about it, will be a key part of how Canada approaches this game. If they can hit, then they can be very effective. If not, could be trouble, because this Swedish team can really fly. Johan Davidson trying to work it in, puck up around the boards. Johansson up there giving a bump. Swedes in the purple uniforms, Canada in white. Puck knocked in front, and Anson Carter will tap it up ahead. Olsson just parks it back at the goal. This is Kenny Jonsson, Toronto Maple Leaf draft pick. He's tied up along the boards after he had dropped the puck back. Witt with it now. Just bouncing it back into the corner. Johansson back after it. Coughs up the puck. It's bounced back out to the blue line. Tully trying to keep it in. Keeps it in momentarily, but then gets caught. And Sweden able to break out. Hawkinson along the boards. Drops it back. Rosen. Cross ice for Peter Strome. Strome was knocked off the puck. Dubé's following up. Allison poking it towards the goal, and it is held by Peter Olsson.
Well, Coach Joe Canale had no special words for his team as we look at the lineup here for today. You'll notice the Aaron Gavey, Anson Carter, Todd Harvey line. That is the line Joe Canale would like to have out on the ice when the top Swedish line is out there with Nicklas Sundstrom, Mats Lindgren, and Johan Davidsson. Canadian defense, what it's been all the way through. Jeff Friesen, number 25, is the spare forward. He's listed as a defenseman on the depth chart. But no special words for Team Canada. Joe Canale just simply said to them, listen, guys, over an 80-game schedule, you can't be your best every night. You can't give your 100% over 80 games, but in one game, no excuse for not giving your best. Let's go out and see what happens.
Peter Strome with the puck now for Sweden, number 26. Trying to come out. Allison up there forechecking. This is Eriksson. Flips it up ahead at center. Rosen trying to get away. Rosen will come in with Strome. Rosen shoots one. and will carry him around up along the boards. Eriksson back at the line, taps it down into the corner. Hawkinson angling towards the front of the net. The pass doesn't come to him, and Girard starts back for Canada. Up to the line, Allison coming in. He's up there with Tully. Girard punching his way through. Couldn't get possession of the puck. Strome gets it up ahead. Hawkinson hits the line, trying to drive in towards the goal. He is stiffed there by McCabe. McCabe pedals it up along the boards, and Canada able to clear. We are just underway, the gold medal game of the 1994 World Junior Hockey Championship. Canada and Sweden. McCabe dumps it down into Swedish territory. Freeland back to pick it up around the boards for Dick Karnstrom. Karnstrom gets it up, out to the line. Svartvedet couldn't clear it. Gendron buzzing around down in the corner. He's thrown to the ice, and Sweden starts back. Freeland turning his way up to center. Karnstrom is up there too. Karnstrom will angle in, looking towards the front of the net, tried to center it, and look at how well the Swedish team skates around, handles the puck. Svartvedet down along the board. Svartvedet couldn't get it in front. Here's Botterhill. Botterhill for Canada. And Marty Murray just chops it in for the Canadian team, and Joe Canale will get in a line change, as will his counterpart, Tommy Tom. Ullin bouncing into Canadian territory. Back comes Bannister. Up at center, that's knocked down. Hogman along the boards, chopped away from him. Bowen will bat it loose. Pekka racing over after it. Pekka and Ullin, and he dumps Ullin to the ice. No penalty call. Johansson will wheel it in for Sweden.
Good hit by Michael Pekka. They need lots of those to start this game off.
Timander with a shot, rebound at the side of the goal. Modine coming around in front, trying to get a close-range shot there. He's forced back of the net again. That's Modine battling away. Drops it in for Hogman. Hogman back in for Modine. Modine still chops it in towards the net. Storr up around the boards. Mattias Timander at the line, couldn't keep it in.
Jamie Storr is a very good puck handler. Did a good job of clearing the zone with it there.
Here's Daniel Johansson. He will just loft an eye-high shot in, and Storr handles that. This is Tully under some pressure. Johansson's up there. Puck bouncing around at the side of the net. And Bowen will dip through there to pick up the loose puck. Bowen being chased by Johan Davidson out to center. Kenny Jonsson now gets it up ahead, right on the tape there for Johansson. He's given a bump by Witt. Witt along the boards gets it past Jonsson and down the ice. And Canada is called for icing. Good pace in the early going. We played 3:57, no score.
The Bulls charge into Orlando to face the Shack Attack tonight. NBA excitement right here on Real TV, TSN. Hockey's most informed team keeps you on top of the action. From crease to crease and from coast to coast. Monday, the Maple Leafs blow into Beantown to take on the Bruins on Real TV, TSN.
Right in front of the net, just chopped wide by Michael Hawkinson as the Swedes press right off the faceoff. Strome trying to get it in front. That's knocked down. Carter rolling it down into Swedish territory. Actually, Carter didn't touch it, and icing is called on Canada once again.
Well, Canada's game plan is to play a very physical game, but a controlled physical game. They've got to take the man at every opportunity because the Swedes simply are not used to being hit like that. And that's a good hit by Michael Pekka, puts down Mattias Ullin, who could be a first-round pick in this year's NHL entry draft. But right now, the thing that Canada has to concern themselves about in their own end, one-on-one defensive coverage. These Swedes are marvelously skilled hockey players. They handle the puck extremely well. They skate so very well and very crafty, especially coming out from behind the net.
Strome off the face-off, trying to circle back, looking for some room. Girard picks his pocket and gets the puck down the ice. Allison up there. He'll lock up with Lindberg along the boards. And the puck comes back out. This is Stastihar. Up to Girard. Allison at the line. Hooked up there as he came in. The puck rolling through that scrum, and finally it's picked up and flicked off the boards by Joakim Lundberg. Olsen just drops it off. Girard watching his man. Gerhardsen just fires it down the ice. Chris Armstrong back to pick it up for Canada. Threw it blindly behind the net. Puck knocked away. It ends up on the mesh, and play is whistled down. And Chris Armstrong gets a bit of a break there. He left the puck there, but didn't take a look before he left the drop pass. And the Swedes ever so quick right up there to capitalize.
Well, Coach Tommy Tomta's in the third year of a 3-year contract with the Swedish Ice Hockey Federation. He has 2 silver medals in the past 2 World Junior Championships. Would dearly love to hit gold today. The line that Canada must concern themselves the most with is the first line, Mats Lindgren between Niklas Sundstrom and Johan Davidsson, and a very strong defense led by Kenny Jonsson, the Toronto Maple Leaf first rounder, number 19. Keep an eye on him. He's a key to all that they do.
Murray trying to break through there. He was up with Botterill. Puck knocked away. Botterill along the board, sort of waved at it. Tarnstrom and he tangle. Murray over there trying to claim the spoils. And the puck finally cleared up. Gerhardsen going up after it. Angles in front, rolled it in. Murray up there for Canada. Soderberg watching him. Murray can't get it out. Fired in by Tarnstrom. That's knocked away. Tully trying to clear the zone. Bounces out, knocked away. Chendraw for Canada, wheels in over the line. Botterill with him, shooting one. Up around the boards, and that will zing all the way back outside the blue line and down the ice. Tully ricochets it off the board. Soderberg let it go. Tarnstrom shoots as he stepped over the line. Puck back up to Botterill. Under immediate pressure there along the wall. Soderberg trying to get away with it, and Soderberg is hauled down. And a penalty coming up. It is going to go against Jason Botterill of Team Canada.
The 1994 World Junior Hockey Championships on TSN is brought to you in part by Pepsi. Pepsi reminds you to be young, have fun, drink Pepsi.
Well, Botterill along the boards there, hooking his man up, and he gets a trip to the penalty box, and Sweden gets its first power play.
Pulled down Soderberg, and this is a very lethal power play. Very dangerous, working from behind the net. There's 3 things that can happen. Number 2, Johansson is the trigger man from the point. Kenny Jonsson, number 19, loves to move down from the point to the side of the net. You see the defenseman come right off the blue line, right up to the post beside Jamie Storr. Or the third thing that can happen, Niklas Sundstrom off to one wing, likes to one-time it. So there's 3 elements to a very dangerous power play here.
Kenny Jonsson flips it up, puck rolling around. And that is stolen by Aaron Gavey. Canada's penalty killing has been pretty good in this tournament. Gavey, Dubé, Marty Murray, they've all done great work out there. Bannister into the corner, chaps it along the boards and out.
Well, the Swede striking is very tentative in this game. They don't miss too many passes, and so far in this game they've made a lot of unforced errors, and that's been unusual for them. I think they're a little bit nervous.
Davidsson in over the blue line, puck knocked away from him and cleared down the ice. Dubé hustling after his man Johansson. This is Jonsson. Big Toronto Maple Leafs first rounder. Leads all defensemen in scoring in this tournament. Jonsson gets it up along the boards. Lindgren weaving through and pulled the trigger, and the puck being deflected up over the glass and into the netting, so we get a stoppage with 58 seconds still to go on the power play for Sweden. We played 7:01 in the first period. 0-0 is the score. And looks as though Hawkinson will stay out there to take the face-off for Sweden, number 16. Another Toronto Maple Leafs draft pick. The Leafs well represented in this game. Combray and the Canadian team, also a Leaf pick.
We could use some help right now, I think, the Leafs.
Lundberg couldn't keep it in. Carter right in his face and able to force the puck out. Lundberg. Anders Eriksson, a Detroit Red Wings draft pick. Up carefully to center is Lundberg. Lundberg just clearing it in off the boards. 30 seconds to go in the Swedish power play. Aaron Gavey weaves in, top of the slot. It's finally poked away from him, and Sweden will set up once again. They haven't looked that confident at all in this power play. Roger Rosen in over the line. Puck pushed away from him and back out 15 seconds to go on the man advantage as Tully bounces it in on goal. Peter Olsen will just tee it up there for the defense.
Paul, for the most part, Sweden has walked through this tournament. They've only given up 10 goals in 6 games.
Puck given away in front. Bowen right there. And so was Olsen. Bowen swooping in for the scoring chance. Hogman coming back down the other way. Gets it in front. Modine cutting through there. He's given a bump by Bowen. Here's a shot. That's knocked away by Storr. As they go back and forth in the early going. Teams back at even strength. Bowen is dumped there, and the fans whistling for a penalty. Great shift for Curtis Bowen. Couple of hits, scoring chance as he's gone back and forth. Modine coming in now. Modine throwing it out towards the front of the net. Hogman couldn't knock it down. Stajduhar back for Canada. Up along the boards. Convery pushing it towards the front. Chopped right on goal and held by Olsen. Mike Pekka going the other way, able to chop it in, and Olsen with a nice stop.
Well, if there's a critical flaw in the Swedish team, a lot of people think it's the goaltender, Peter Olsen. Now, his goals against average is 1.67 for this tournament. That wouldn't indicate a problem, but he's taken so few shots. Swedes are averaging less than 15 shots against per game, not even close to anybody else. In fact, most of the other teams are almost double. So Coach Joe Canale wants his team, when they get possession in the offensive zone, says to his team, let's get a lot of shots on this guy and find out whether he can really play goal.
Well, Canale and assistant coach Mike Johnston, whom we were speaking with yesterday at practice, both acknowledging that there is no comparison in these two teams on a man-per-man skill level. The Swedes, much more skilled, much better skaters, much better passers and puck handlers. But Canada trying to counter that with great team play and by being physical along the boards.
TSN delivers the biggest hits from the hardwood at the Hiram Walker Special Old Pins game. Canada's top bowlers will be wearing their lane faces as they compete for $90,000 in prize money. You can't afford to miss it. The Hiram Walker Special Old Pins game. Saturday, a semifinal berth is on the line in the men's 5-pin competition. Check it out on Real TV, TSN.
Don Cherry's Grapevine, you're gonna love it.
Nice. Tuesday night, Ottawa Senators coach Rick Bowness visits Don down at the Grapevine.
Right here on TSN.
Play just back underway as the puck is cleared down into Swedish territory. 0-0 is the score. We played 9:08 of the first period. The gold medal game of the 1994 World Junior Championship. I'm Paul Romanuk along with Bob McKenzie in Ostrava in the Czech Republic. Sundstrom bouncing it in. Storr out there to play it. Botterill gets it out at center. Chandra leaves it there for Murray. Right in with a shot, and Olsen answers the challenge again. If goaltending is a weakness, Olsen has sure looked good so far for Sweden. High shot there is snagged by Storr. Here's Botterill. Cutting through the neutral zone. Puck pitched away from him. Strome coming in over the line with Rosen. This is Rosen. Around back of the net. Armstrong watching him. Rosen still with Strome in front. Hawkinson slipping away from the check. Lundberg can't keep it in. He'll flip it in while his teammates clear the zone. Armstrong up off the boards, and it's fired right back in by Anders Eriksson.
Paul, the Swedes are not a strong forechecking team, but they will do the trap or the wedge, a play that most National Hockey League teams are using right now to really jam things up through the middle. That's going to be the challenge for Canada, to try to get through the neutral zone so they can get a dump in at the blue line, put that puck deep in the corners, and then go in and pound those Swedish defensemen.
Well, the coaching staff talking about countering that Finnish forechecking. And another thing that Canada will have to watch for will be the fact, Nick, that the Swedish forechecking will be that the Swedes will just harken back into the neutral zone as soon as Canada gets possession. There'll be 5 skating backwards through the center area. Very tough to beat. Here's Witt. Eriksson. Dubé. Allison trying to knock it down. Freeland will get there. He and Allison battle. Allison comes away with it, looking for someone in front. He's got Gerard moving in there, but that's intercepted. Great work by Allison forechecking. He's looked good for Canada the last couple of games. Cutting in now, Soderberg has it knocked away from him. Soderberg, very small, 5'7", 160 pounds, but has great speed. And in the opinion of at least one scout I spoke with, maybe the most skilled hockey player on the Swedish team. But he is a little small. No, a lot small, actually. Here's a chance for Pekka walking in. Pekka fires it just wide. Had a bead on that top corner. And a delayed penalty coming up. It's going to go against Sweden. Pekka almost wheeled it through there to Bowen. And as Olsen touches it, play is called. Great chance for Pekka. Maybe he'll get another one on the power play.
Relive yesterday's classics on baseball's greatest games. This week, we take you to the 1971 All-Star Game, Saturday on Real TV, TSN.
Flag to flag, you block your teammate. Hard enough rubber comp and...
Get ready to crank up the heat. TSN brings you a night of high-speed thrills with Rolling Thunder. Get into the fast lane and out to the world's hottest races, fastest tracks, and grueling off-roads. Crank it up with Rolling Thunder Night, Thursday on Real TV, TSN.
Well, Michael Pekka, great opportunity, a breakaway. He gets slashed there and a penalty picked up on the play, but he just misses picking the corner against Olsen.
So Canada on the power play. Puck bouncing around. Harvey's in front. Here's Gerard. Oh, a nice stop by Olsen. Stared him down. They were nose to nose. Gerard up there looking for Gavey along the board. Johansson trying to chop it loose. Lindgren gets it out.
A great save by Olsen, the goaltender. All alone in front. Rick Gerard, a very crafty forward, was waiting to see if the goaltender would go laying down. He could just flip it over top of him. He stood his ground well.
Stajduhar works it up. Gerard comes in over the blue line. Gerard fires one. That is blocked by Johansson. Rebound, flipping around, and it's steered out of harm's way by Max Lindgren. Here's Gerard. Harvey's up there with him. Stajduhar's moved right up as well. Harvey in back of the net. Eriksson watching him. Harvey lets it go. Stajduhar flicks one in. Rebound in front. Olsen. Couple of stops. Harvey was right there. Didn't get much on the rebound. Peter Olsen, the Swedish goaltender, has looked very sharp in the early going.
Well, he's been the story so far. Some nice puck movement by the Canadians, getting a lot of pressure from the Swedes on the penalty killing. Stajduhar puts the puck in from the point. A good job picking up the rebound by Todd Harvey. Couldn't get the puck up, couldn't get enough on it. Right in front, Rick Gerard all alone earlier. Tried to put that one up, but you see Olsen stood his ground, and the book on him is that he flops down, lets a lot of goals in between the 5-hole, but so far he's really stood his ground. And Rick Gerard of the Swift Current Broncos, the third leading scorer in the Western Hockey League last year, he knows how to bury it. One-on-one like that, it's not very often he'll get beat. So good start for the Swedes from the perspective of getting momentum from their goaltender. That's not according to the script. That's not the way things are supposed to happen when Canada and Sweden meet.
Yeah, but the writing on the wall is often a forgery. You never know. Gerard had 141 points last year in the Western Hockey League. 59 seconds still to go in this power play for Canada. I'm Paul Romanek with Bob McKenzie. A special hello to those of you taking the afternoon off work or school to watch this game. Makes it a little bit more fun. Dubé up on the face-off for Canada, out there with Gendron and Allison. Hawkinson gets it along the boards and just slipped past Stajduhar and down the ice. Pekka back to pick it up for Canada. Pekka and Stajduhar back at the blue line. 44 seconds to go on the man advantage. 0-0. Up to the line, Dubé slams on the brakes. Looking for some help. At the line, Stajduhar almost able to keep it in and able to fight off a couple of Swedish players to prevent the break. Here's Allison, but that is offside. Play is whistled down with 28 seconds still to go on the man advantage.
Well, Coach Tommy Tomp back for his 3rd World Junior Championship, and he really thought that he was going to win this one in the stands on Sunday night when the Czechs were beating Canada. There they are high-fiving. There's the big yawn. Things are starting to come back in Canada's favor. And there they are heading for the exit, knowing that the gold medal is going to be won on the ice this year, not in the stands. And certainly you talk to most people, and that's the way they prefer it.
Yeah, here's Dubé up for the face-off. Played 13-15 of the first period. Jamie Storr, the Canadian goaltender, talked about before the game was a big story. Really hasn't been a factor yet, but still a long way to go. It's been his counterpart, Peter Olsen, at the other end, who's looked very sharp. Here's Dubé. Not at much of an angle to shoot. Dubé trying to sneak in, shoots and scores! Yannick Dubé for Canada on the power play, and it's 1-0.
A 49-goal from the Laval, 49-goal man from the Laval Titan of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Give Jason Allison the big assist without ever touching the puck. Watch him screen the goaltender. Look at little Olsen there trying to push him out of the way. As soon as Dubé comes out, Allison moves out in front of the net and blocks the entire vision of Olsen. He had no chance whatsoever. He didn't even see that one. And with 1 second left in the power play, Dubé puts Canada ahead 1-0. There's also the Swedish defenseman, number 2, Daniel Johansson, did a good job of screening his goaltender, but there was just a wall of bodies in front of Olsen. Could not be faulted on that one, and a timely goal for Canada. Dubé gets his 5th goal of the tournament, and I don't know what this guy has to do to get some attention, but he's not even rated by NHL Central Scouting in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Maybe that could change by the time the next ratings come out.
Off the draw. Convery coming in. He's given a bump as he came in over the blue line. Interesting move by Eriksson. Strom tips it off, gets the return pass, comes over the line with Rosen as they crisscross, and offside is called on Sweden. Played 14:06 of the first period. Canada leads via a power play goal.
The Bulls charge into Orlando to face the Shack Attack tonight. NBA excitement right here on Real TV, TSN. TSN delivers the biggest hits from the hardwood at the Hiram Walker Special Old Pins game. Canada's top bowlers will be wearing their lane faces as they compete for $90,000 in prize money. You can't afford to miss it. The Hiram Walker Special Old Pins game. Saturday, a semifinal berth is on the line in the men's 5-pin competition. Check it out on Real TV, TSN.
This is wet for Canada. Ian Girard along the boards trying to work it past Hogman. Allison throws it up. Ullin covering Dubé. Timmender. And the puck finally wheeled in by Matthias Ullin. And icing is called on Canada. 14:39 is the amount that they have played so far in this first period.
Yannick Dubé gets Team Canada off to a pretty good start here. Very early on, the Swedes seem to generate some good offense in the Canadian end without getting any real good scoring opportunities. Yannick Dubé, very timely goal for Team Canada to take the 1-0 lead. And I think that really takes a lot of pressure off of Canada and puts a lot of pressure on the Swedes. I'll say this now while Canada's ahead 1-0, lest anyone accuse me of being an apologist for Team Canada at some point. Sweden would have to be considered the favorite coming into this game. This team's been constructed over the last 4 years just for this tournament. These guys have played an awful lot of hockey together as a unit from the time they were 15, 14 years old. The same cannot be said for a Canadian team that was just put together on December 13th.
Well, Sweden was the favorite last year going into the tournament as well. The tournament that was held in Gävle, Sweden. They ended up taking home the silver medal. to the line. Lindgren up along the boards, looking for some help in front. Carter intercepts that, pestered there by Davidson. Sundstrom back of the net. Nicholas Sundstrom looking to find someone in front. All he can find are two Canadians in his face. This is Carter for Canada. To Harvey. Carter trying to fight off Lindgren. Bouchard back to pick it up. Both teams making a few changes on the go. Played 15.5 minutes. 1-0 Canada leading. Janet Dubé with a power play goal at 13:42. A seeing eye shot through a wall of players in front of the Swedish goaltender.
Puck was gloved ahead by Jason Botterill there. Via whistle. Jamie Storr, netminder for Canada, has not really been tested. Star goaltender for the Owen Sound Platers of the Ontario Hockey League. A very happy man, very happy young man to get back into the net here. Said he felt bad that for the sake of one, maybe two bad goals against the Russians, he lost his opportunity to start the rest of the way. Manuel Fernandez did a very good job in the next game against Finland. And looked a little shaky in wins over the United States and the Czech Republic. And as a result, Jamie Storr gets his game back again in the game that matters most.
Lundberg to Rosen. Roger Rosen. In off the boards. Wicked bounce in front that Stajduhar got to. Gendrov trying to poke it out. Gendrov throws himself at his man. Botterill breaking for the front of the net. Murray cutting in there too. Stajduhar on the trail, just missed. Stajduhar loved to jump up and join the rush. There he was again, but the pass intercepted. And the puck cleared in, offside called on Canada. Stajduhar loves to do that, but at this elite level of play, he has to watch that he doesn't get burned.
Well, you've got to be judicious, and on that occasion, someone's got to maybe stay back and mind the score a little bit. Canada was very lucky they didn't get caught with a quick transition. And the Swedes are very good at turning the puck around, coming back up the ice a lot faster than you came down. But Nick Stajduhar has been a good offensive force from the blue line for Canada in this tournament. Plays the point on the power play. Has had a good overall tournament.
And we'll be talking to him during our first intermission. Ullin works it in front. A bullet just swooped wide by Frederick Modin. A hot wrist shot. Modin back of the net. Looking for Johansson in front. Modin and Johansson working along the boards. Here's Modin in front of the net. Couldn't convert the pass. And they kind of push it towards the line, the Canadian defense, and Allison will take care of it now. Trying to get away from Hogman along the boards. Up to Girard. Allison leaps up to join it. Down into the corner. Ullin tying him up. Timander can't get it out. Allison, great work. Controls the puck. Allison still jumps in front. Backhand shot. He scores! Big time goal. Jason Allison puts Canada up 2-0.
Jason Allison has been perhaps Canada's best player in this tournament. Had 3 assists in a very important win over the Czechs. Oh, you can let the pictures do the talking here. Look at the move he put on the Swedish defenseman. Down on one knee, backhands it in. What a goal by Jason Allison, a first-round pick of the Washington Capitals. He beat Matthias Timander so badly there, right between.
And this was all created by the Canadian defense just kind of pushing the Swedish offense back towards the blue line, namely Brendan Wedge.
And Jason Allison really got it going by coming down the wing here with this puck. What a tremendous effort by Jason Allison, who's been a force, a physical force, and a guy who's got big hands. I've continually referred to in this tournament as a Dave Andreychuk clone. He certainly looked a lot like the big Maple Leaf winger coming out of the corner there and scoring a goal. He is a better playmaker than he is a goal scorer, but you wouldn't know it from that play.
Realized that hindsight is 20/20, but when I think back to a couple of weeks ago at the training camp in Kitchener, Ontario, standing up in the stands talking with a few scouts, and it was the opinion that Allison was one of the guys on the bubble to make this team. He has made the team and played spectacular hockey. Lindgren scores! Mats Lindgren. And Sweden cuts the lead. It's 2-1.
Mats Lindgren does a good job of getting this puck in the corner, cycling it out in front, and using Drew Bannister as a screen. Again, no chance for Jamie Storr. Canadian defenseman Drew Bannister entirely blocked his vision, not unlike the goal that was scored by Yannick Dubé a little bit earlier. The Storer didn't see it at all. No chance, and Lindgren, the Winnipeg Jets' first-round pick, 15th overall in last year's entry draft. A guy not particularly noted as being an offensive star, makes a very fine offensive play. Could be the Rookie of the Year in the Swedish Elite League this year. Plays on a line with Håkan Loob with Farjestad.
Lindgren gets the goal 18 seconds after Jason Allison had put Canada up 2-0. 17:23 the time. Hopkinson slides it back into his own end. Armstrong just feathering it up there for Canada. Anders Eriksson. Up off the boards, puck rolling towards the front of the net. Back to Stasiar.
Curious strategy by the Swedish team. Roger Rosen, number 27, is heading way up the ice right to the Canadian blue line and then curling back around trying to get something at center. We are going to have a penalty here. Looks like it's coincidental minors right inside the face-off circle to the left of Olsen, the Swedish goaltender. Jason Botterill going off for Canada. And number 8, Anders Eriksson, a first-round pick of the Detroit Red Wings, heads off. Just to the left, right there, you'll see two players mixing it up. The holding of the stick, an exchange of gloves. At that point, nothing's been called, and then after the fact, the referee decided that maybe he'd send these guys off for a couple of minutes.
And there's Anders Eriksson. Was packing a little bit of extra weight at last year's Four Nations Cup, which is one reason why he didn't play in the World Junior Tournament. He has lost the weight and leaned up.
An outstanding prospect for the Detroit Red Wings, their first-round pick last year. Seeing a couple of Central Division prospects in Kenny Jonsson and Anders Eriksson today.
And this is Kenny Jonsson moving the puck up. Intended for Lindgren, knocked down. Dubé for Canada, and not so fast. Had it pulled away from him in short order. Sundstrom whistles one low and wide. Nicholas Sundstrom gets it around back of the net, down low for Lindgren. In front for Sundstrom, trying to fight off the checker. Has a tough time doing it. Couldn't get much of a shot away. That was Drew Bannister, who was sticking to him like glue. Bouchard for Canada. Trying to get the handle on the puck. Bannister can't get it. Lindgren at the line. Works it over. Jonsson whistles one in there that Storer knocks away. Back to the line. Jonsson again. Steps up. Trying to fire it in towards the net. It's knocked away and cleared. Johansson back to Jonsson. Jonsson gets up ahead of steam. Delayed penalty coming up against Canada. Jonsson down low, looking towards the front of the net. Sundstrom is out there, number 24. And the puck is touched by a Canadian player. With 58 seconds to go in the first period, Sweden will go on the power play.
It'll be a cross-checking penalty to Canada with 1 minute 58 seconds left in the period. The big Swedish power play continues to go to work. Drew Bannister in front of the net picks up the penalty. And it'll be 4-on-3, a situation that would certainly favor the very swift puck handling Team Sweden. And Kenny Jonsson, just an outstanding offensive player.
You mentioned earlier Mats Lindgren, his teammate on this club. A good chance to win the Rookie of the Year in the Swedish Elite Division. Jonsson won it last year as a rookie with Rögle.
And he will be in the Toronto Maple Leafs lineup next year pending the signing of a contract. His release has already been secured from his team Rögle in the Swedish League.
Sweden with the 4-on-3. Ullén shoots, Storer the save, rebound cleared. Gavey was right there.
Well, very important from a psychological point of view. Get out of this period without the power play goal being scored against you for Canada.
Up to the line, Johansson along the boards. Here's Ullén. Johansson centers it in front of the net. Modin scores! A power play goal for Sweden, and we are tied at 2.
Fredrik Modin is a big guy, 6'3", 210 pounds, undrafted, standing in front of the net. does a nice job of taking the pass here and tipping it by Jamie Storr. Really didn't have a lot of opportunity on that stretching across. Good play there by Johansson to get the puck over to him. Brent Tully was unable to get his stick and his body on Modine's stick. As a result, this game was tied up with only 27 seconds left in the first period.
Canada jumped out to the 2-0 lead in this game. Had a 2-0 lead as late as 17:05 of this period. But then Sweden roaring back with 2 goals.
And there just seems to be a little confusion as to who should come out of the penalty box on the coincidental minor. Whether it should be Jason Botterill or Drew Bannister. And according to the referee, Jyrki Ingman, it is Jason Botterill who picked up the original penalty with the Swede Anders Eriksson. Canada was arguing that it should be Drew Bannister, who's a very valuable member of the defensive squad here, the best defensive defenseman on the team. He's been a tower of strength for Team Canada this year.
.27 seconds remaining in the first period. All tied up at 2. Each team with a power play goal, each team with an even strength goal. As Bouchard fires it in for Canada, Carter moving up trying to get there. His progress impeded somewhat by Daniel Johansson. Lindgren is bouncing it in. McCabe for Canada. 3 seconds left, and that will do it for the first period. Great start for Canada, not such a great finish. And they are all square after 1 at 2. Coming up during our first intermission, we will speak with Canadian defenseman Nick Stajduhar and also take a look at the goalies on this year's Canadian team. After 1 in the gold medal game from Ostrava in the Czech Republic, we're tied at 2. Our first intermission coming up.
Hellos and goodbyes. Air Canada, in travel partnership with Air France, Continental, and United Airlines, is changing the way you see the world. This is the new Air Canada for all the world.
Point. Flips it to Correa, breaking it on goal. Correa centers and scores!
Kept in at the point by Joseph. Battle into the corner. Now in front. Shot. And the score by Tampa Bay as Gratton makes it 3-1 on the power play.
It's the gold medal game. It's Canada and Sweden, and we are tied at 2 after 1 period. Canadian defenseman Nick Stajduhar joining us now. And Nick, I know heading into this entire tournament, you felt as though you had something to prove, especially heading into the camp, because you were the final cut last year. Was that a great source of motivation for you?
Yeah, I think it was. You know, it's great to have a second crack at it, and I wanted to make the best of it. You know, coming to World Juniors, I knew we had a chance to win the gold medal, so I wanted another shot at it.
At what stage do you feel that you made the team? I know a lot of people talk about the final exhibition game that you played over in North America when you had a crossbar, a goal, were on the specialty teams.
It wasn't really one set stage. You know, I had to play hard throughout the games. I played every exhibition game, so they didn't give me no mention of if I'm going to make it or not. They said go it every day and play hard.
I know watching you back in the Ontario Hockey League, you're one of the most exciting defensemen to watch because you love to rush up there and join the attack. Have you had to temper that style a little bit over here and pick your spots?
For sure. You know, the big ice surface is a little harder to get back in time, and you know, they're quicker players, and just got to be faster here than I do back in Yale.
Yeah, well, quicker players, they don't get much faster than the Swedish team. What do you think about the first period? How fast were they coming at you?
They came out pretty quick, but, you know, we got those 2 quick goals, and I think that slowed them down a little. You know, we just got to stay with the box, and I think we'll take it.
Is there any sense of playing the physical game but having to restrain yourself a little bit because you just never know what way the refereeing is going to go?
For sure. You know, we've been concentrating on not taking as many penalties. You know, we got a taste of it in the first game when we had 15 minors, so the ref, so we got used to the reffing though, and we know how far to go and what the limit is.
Nick, good luck the rest of the way, and good luck the rest of the season back in the OHL.
Thanks a lot.
Nick Stajduhar, defenseman with the Canadian team, also plays with the London Knights back in the Ontario Hockey League. 2-2 after 1 period, a great game, the gold medal game here at the World Junior. We'll be right back.
Until recently, arthritis was a life sentence. Because of the Arthritis Society, more Canadians are escaping the pain every day. I'm Maureen Forrester. Please give to give hope.
Those stats are right up to date. Yannick Dubé scoring his 5th goal of the tournament in the first period, one of Canada's 2. We are tied at 2 in the game against Sweden. There is no arguing that something Canada has been blessed with over the years in international play is very good goaltending. You can talk about people like Manny Legacy, who left a legacy after his play last year, or Trevor Kidd. We decided to sit down and talk to this year's goaltenders, Emmanuel Fernandez and Jamie Storr, about the pressures of a big tournament.
So I try and work on my angles a lot and just let the puck hit me rather than staying back in my net trying to be a reflex goalie. You know, I'm a fairly big goalie for my size, you know, and the equipment makes me look bigger and I take up a lot of net, so the biggest thing for me is my angles.
I'm pretty big, so I'm a stand-up goaltender. Use my reflexes a bit, and I like to just cover my angles pretty good.
Both goalies will have to be ready to adapt to an international style of hockey, which features a bigger ice surface and a wide open style. Just ask Manny Legacy, who played on last year's gold medal winning team and posted an outstanding 1.67 goals against average over 6 games.
Yeah, especially against the Russians. They like to hold on to the puck a little bit longer, and they don't play as physical as we do. Like in the corners and behind the net, I think we outmuscle them a lot. And but they just like to look for the pretty plays all the time. They don't take like the garbage goals that we Canadians sometimes get. So you do notice it a lot sometimes.
I think you have to change it a little bit. The ice surface is a lot bigger. You gotta, you know, in the smaller rinks, I like to challenge myself, be aggressive. With the Swedes, the Finns, they like to make that extra pass, that extra play, try and get the goalie out of position. So you kind of have to sit back a little bit.
Neither goalie was a part of last year's team, but both seem poised to handle the pressures of this type of tournament. Storr has played in international competitions, while Fernandez played in the Memorial Cup last year.
That doesn't scare me. I'll go in there and work as hard as I can. And this is something new for me, so it's a lot of adventure since the beginning of this year. But I'm having a good year this year, so I'm pretty confident going in this tournament.
Oh, I feel it's going to be a big challenge. You know, I played in international competitions before, but never at this high level. You know, I played the under-17, under-18 teams, and you kind of get a glimpse of what it's going to be like, you know, watching on TV, and it's just a great feeling to put on the Canadian jersey.
Storr has played with the under-17, won a gold medal with Chris Gratton. He was with the under-18s in Japan, and they finished first down there. So he has had the international experience, and he knows what it takes.
I love him. I'm pretty hard at it.
Within these walls, the issues unfold. All sides exposed. The heart of the matter examined. The real story told. Get inside the news of the day. Dave Hodge and TSN Inside Sports. Weeknights at 7 Eastern on Real TV. TSN.
This year, with your assists, we can hit our targets and net our goals. The money raised by your United Way stays in your community to help people who need help most.
United Way, the Calgary Flames, and all my colleagues would like to thank you.
This year, please give all you can give.
We are in the first intermission of this game, and Canada and Sweden are tied at 2. Russia defeating Finland 5-4. Russia wins the bronze, and Germany defeating Switzerland 3-1 in the relegation game. Switzerland goes back down to the B pool. Sweden and Canada playing for gold and silver. Russia has already clinched the bronze medal. Real disaster in Switzerland for that club being relegated back down to B pool play.
Absolutely, and I guess if you're going to look at it from the perspective of what it means to this tournament long term, it's a Ukrainian team that won the B pool coming up. Now, the Ukrainians, of course, were in the Soviet Union, so I'll tell you what, the weak sisters in this tournament are going to get an awfully lot better as teams like the Slovaks and the Ukrainians, the Latvians, and teams like that come up to the A pool at the World Junior Championships.
Let's rate Canada's first period on a scale of 1 to 10. Where do you put it?
Well, I think it's probably about a 7. Certainly, you're at a 2-goal lead, and you'd like to go to the dressing with a 2-goal lead. Ends up 2-2. What that tells you is, A, you don't want to take any penalties because this Swedish power play is just awesome, and they had an opportunity to score the tying goal on the power play. But I really think overall, Canada's got to be happy with the first period. The Swedes are the kind of team that can blow you out if you're not careful. They didn't get blown out, and I saw good examples of Canada getting deep into the zone and the Swedish defensemen backing off on the puck, not being as confident as they have been throughout this tournament, and a little hesitant moving the puck out.
We talked an awful lot off the top of the show about how Canada would have to punish the Swedish defensemen in the corners, hit along the wall. They haven't done that all that much.
Not to the same degree, but it's really odd, too, that the Swedish defensemen, without really having been pounded, are already looking over their shoulders now. You know, maybe in preparation for a game plan, the Swedes know that the Canadians are going to do that. Maybe they're looking for it before it even happens, and if that's true, then that's already served its purpose. But again, you can't put too much stock in it because, as we say, the game is tied 2-2. But that's what Canada wants to do, and those Swedish defensemen were definitely a lot more unsettled in this game than they have been at any time in the tournament, and that's good news to this point.
And Olsen, the Swedish goaltender, a real question mark coming into the game because he hadn't been tested all that severely in any previous contests. He's looked great.
I feel like I'm watching a Canadian team play here. Usually it's Canada that relies so much on their goaltender, and in this situation, Sweden got tremendous goaltending from their team, from Olsen.
Well, these two teams are tied at 2 after 1 period of play. Second period is moments away. Canada's game plan seems to be working well so far. And I guess when all is said and done, we can decide whose game plan works best. We'll be right back.
Spicy, crispy, curly, thrilling. McCain Super Spirals. We love what you've done to our fries. You've spiced them up, curled them up, and turned them all around.
McCain has taken its famous super fries, dipped them in light-tasting batter, and surrounded them with bite after bite of spicy, crispy satisfaction.
You've spiced them up, curled them up, and turned them all around. McCain Super Spirals. Whoa! We love what you've done to our fries.
He'll give you a workout.
Whoa! Look at the colors here. I don't believe it! Man! I'm not even going to move. I'm spinning around in my inner tube, Henry. It popped like stink.
Whoa! That jump up. Big monster fish. Oh, look at the belly. Yeah, that's... He come at you out of 2 feet of water.
Look at the size of this.
Man, watch him bark all the way in.
Henry and Italo go to great depths for the trophies each week on Canadian Sport Fishing.
Yannick Dubé is tied for the tournament goal-scoring lead with his teammate Rick Girard. Dubé scoring his 5th in the first period on the power play. Jason Allison scoring the other Canadian goal. Shots all even, 11 apiece. Second period, seconds away.
The bad news is Canada's short, 1 minute and 3 seconds here while Bannister's still in the penalty box. We'll talk about why that is, because that's at odds with just about anything I've ever seen. Coincidental minors plus 1 man in the box. You have a goal scored against you on the power play. It's always been my understanding, and I stand to be corrected, the man comes out of the box. Drew Bannister would. In this case, no. They're still short-handed.
And Janssen will carry it in along the boards. Janssen sizing up the situation around back of the net for Sundstrom. Davidson. Down low in the corner, Sundstrom under pressure. Gets it back. Sundstrom looking around. Nobody in front. Davidson. Janssen moved it back up into the corner for Sundstrom. Sundstrom runs into his own teammate, knocks Davidson to the ground. Carter there trying to chop it loose. Here's Lindgren dancing in front. Pulled to the backhand and couldn't maintain control for the shot.
Paul Lindgren is so strong. He's so strong on the puck, as are so many of these Swedes, but he'd be the strongest.
Penalized player is back on. Teams all even up. Girard spins around, lost the puck. Here's Strome trying to come in. He's knocked down. Bannister up for Canada. Ahead to Girard. He'll chase it down in the corner against Eriksson as they bump. Dubé comes up to help the cause. Dubé squeezed along the boards. Puck squeezes out. There's Allison right there. He was all over the ice in the Swedish end in the first period. Allison again picks it up. Back of the net. Allison can't maintain control. Dubé going after it. He and Lundberg. Allison looking forward again. He's in front. Girard comes in. Loose puck right in the doorstep. Allison will gobble it up in the corner. Back to Tully. Centers it in front. That's knocked down, and the Swedes clear the zone. Rosen down the wing, cutting in. Rosen looking towards the front of the net. Across to Lundberg. He's tied up. Strome looking for it. Can't control. Hawkinson. Strome right in front after the rebound. Rosen took the initial shot, and Storr doing a good job to cover it up.
A dangerous rebound by Jamie Storr. Roger Rosen just fired a shot at the net. Jamie Storr has a tough time handling this one. See the rebound come right out, and all alone in front, the Swedish forward comes very close to picking up a loose puck. Swedes can turn the puck back up the ice so quickly. The man that's hauled down there by Allison is Lundberg. He's the man who started the play. Brent Tully took the shot back at the Swedish blue line. Lundberg picked it up in front of the net and turned it back up the ice and became part of the rush. So that's how quick they can turn it around on you.
Gerhardsen up in the face-off against Pekka. This is Stasjahar. Convery at the line. Uland is decked by Bowen, and the puck came outside the blue line. Offside is called. No penalty call.
A big hit, and that's encouraging from the Canadian point of view, because so often in Europe, the referees judge a penalty on whether or not how vicious or how hard the hit may be. And we've seen throughout this tournament penalties called for good, clean hits, of which that would be one right there. Was not a charge, was not an elbow, just a good old-fashioned good hit by Curtis Bowen, the Ottawa 67s.
And he was taken as Detroit's first pick in the draft, despite the fact that he missed most of last year, his draft year, recovering from shoulder surgery, just wear and tear. And he played the draft year with his shoulder popping in and out. He was drafted actually in '92, pardon me. He played his draft year with the shoulder popping in and out, had it repaired last year. Detroit hoping that shoulder will stay in place for a lot of years. Here's Pekka. Worked it across in front. Bowen shook loose but couldn't get to the puck. Convery couldn't get it either. Soderberg. Bumped by Pekka. Ullin will come out. Edvin Ullin, puck cleared in. Stajduhar up there along the board. That's knocked down. And Storr likes to keep the puck in play, unlike a lot of goalies who would freeze it in a situation like that. Bowen couldn't knock that down. Kenny Jonsson given a bump by Bowen. Here's Johansson. Modin has one of the Swedish goals, and he will step up to the line. Shoots one, a bullet low and wide, and offside called on Sweden. Played 3:22 of the second period, and we are all tied up.
The Bulls charge into Orlando to face the Shack Attack tonight. NBA excitement right here on Real TV, TSN.
I'm Paul Romanek with Bob McKenzie at the Palace of Culture and Sports in Ostrava in the Czech Republic. And we are tied at 2 in the gold medal game of the 1994 World Junior Championship. Gendron for Canada. In his own end, given a bump. Hogman up there to scoop the loose puck. Johansson will clear it in. Modin. Try to get it back for Johansson. That's knocked down. Daniel Johansson. Hogman comes in. And the delayed offside. That's why he didn't touch the puck. He will just turn and retreat and nullify the offside. Gendron. Crisscrossing at the line. Gendron comes in. Up there with Botterill going for the front of the net. Scores! Martin Gendron scoring for Canada, and it's 3-2.
Well, the Swedes are guilty of some very sloppy defensive play here. Not marking Martin Gendron at all. He just blows around Anders Eriksson, the big Detroit draft pick, right there. Goes right by him, and you'll see the other, no support. At that point, somebody's got to come around and take that man. And everybody's so worried about the men in front of the net that they just let Martin Gendron walk out. And he's got a great nose for the net. A 70-plus goal scorer back-to-back years. He's heading back to the Hull Olympics. But a good solo effort on what was really a high-risk play because he really ran the risk of overturning the puck at the Swedish blue line. Canada's favors dumping it in, although when they go in, they want to make sure they go wide and try to force that Swedish defense to be physical, which they're not.
Gendron gets the goal. It comes at 4:11. And back in comes Mats Lindgren for Sweden. Tried to poke it in front there. Had Davidsson closing in on goal. Carter gets it up to the line. Bouchard. Up to Gavey. Harvey is away. Harvey up there with Carter and Gavey. Bannister up there too. That's broken up. Back comes Lindgren. 3-on-2. Lindgren in over the blue line. Dropped it back. Puck fired just wide. Lindgren after it. Davidsson was in front. He couldn't get it to him. Eriksson poking at it to keep it in. Gavey along the boards. Here's Bouchard. Up to Harvey. Lundberg watching him, but Harvey gets it down the ice.
Paul, Canada has to be very careful. Now they're trying to carry the puck over the blue line. They almost got burned there on a turnover at the Swedish blue line. That's the worst possible strategy right now for Canada. Still try and get that puck deep in the zone.
McCabe copped it up, and Rosen steered it towards the front of the goal. Nobody was there. Tunstrom up along the boards. Rosen looking for Storm. That's knocked away. Ullin moving up from the point. Ullin still with the puck. Has Hawkinson in front. This is Strome. Strome looking in front of the goal. Centered it. Tunstrom just missed. There's a shot low and wide. Tunstrom came bolting in from the point to take the feed. Rosen couldn't knock it down. Bumps with Girard. Hawkinson after it. Out to Strome. Rosen and Strome couldn't work it in. McCabe up to Dubé. He just let it go. It opens up for Allison. Here he comes. Couldn't get the shot on goal. Allison came rumbling in. Soderberg storming back the other way. He's pulled down, and a penalty coming up against Canada. Puck just fired wide on the follow-up by Gerhardsen. Gerhardsen after it along the boards. Gerhardsen chopping at it. Soderberg up there too. And play is called. Sweden will go on the power play. moments after a great chance for Jason Allison.
TSN Pub Night. It's good for what ails you. This time around, enjoy world-class competition in both darts and snooker. TSN Pub Night. World-class entertainment is on tap Sunday on Real TV. TSN.
Don Cherry's Grapevine. You're going to love it.
Nice. Tuesday night, Ottawa Senators coach Rick Bowness visits Don down at the Grapevine.
Right here on TSN.
Yannick Dubé gets the penalty for hauling down little Soderberg. Soderberg's only 5'6", and you'll see right there, embellishes things just a little bit. Again, I've said it once, said it 1,000 times in this tournament, you can't reach from way behind with your stick, buried in the guy's waist, and not run a 50-50 chance of getting a penalty almost every time.
Here's Carter with the steal. Fires one in. That was tipped wide by Daniel Johansson, who was back. 1:45 to go on the power play for Sweden. Canada leads this gold medal game 3-2. Sundstrom comes up. He's a dangerous player. Gets it back to Davidson along the boards. Knocked away from him and cleared down the ice.
Canada's also got to maintain its discipline. Nick Stajnar was very fortunate. He didn't pick up an extra minor on that penalty for roughing up a Swedish player along the boards. Referees here are not hesitant.
Puck stolen. Gerard up there, back of the net. He had Davey in front, trying to center it. Look at Gerard working away back of the goal. Great work, penalty killing. And finally, the puck pops loose. And Gerard and the defenseman continue to battle behind the play. And that gets a whistle. Great work, though, by Rick Gerard. Persistence.
Absolutely. Anson Carter, Rick Gerard, Yannick Dubé, they've all done a great job of penalty killing throughout this tournament. And Rick Gerard did a magnificent job with 3 Swedes all in there of maintaining puck control. They finally picked the puck away from him. But Gerard was held in a lot longer there than he wanted to be, and now there's going to be coincidental minors. Gerard tries to get this puck out in front, but it bounces back to him and then does a good job trying to play it as safe as he can. Vancouver Canucks have 3 picks playing for Team Canada. Brent Tully, Rick Gerard, and Mike Pekka, center from the Ottawa 67s. And I would hazard a guess that at some point in time in the next few years, all 3 of them will be wearing Vancouver Canucks sweater.
1:03 to go on the power play for the Swedish team. And it will now remain a 5-on-4. There's a referee. He's done a pretty good job, actually, in this game.
Well, Canada was very happy when they heard that Ingman was going to be the referee. He was the referee the other night when Canada played the Czech Republic, and what they liked about him was the fact that they lowered the boom on the Czech sometimes. Big open ice hits, no penalties called. He wasn't going by the sound of the impact as a lot of European refs do.
And no chance for Canada to work with a North American official. Obviously, they would never get a Canadian referee. And the U.S. referee was injured during a morning shinny game, actually, and he went down early in the tournament.
Yeah, and it's an interesting story about that. He was knocked down by the Swedish linesman who claimed to his friends that the American referee called him Chicken Swede in a game of pickup hockey in the morning. Didn't appreciate it. I don't think you'll see Team Canada making the same mistake. Certainly a lot of emotion between these 2 teams. There's also a lot of respect. Last thing in the world, Canada. The old days, they used to not respect their opposition. They'd have a tough time in international competition. Last year, the Swedes did not respect Canada, and the Swedes lost a game against Canada precisely because of that. I think both countries have learned their lessons in terms of taking somebody else lightly and thinking they've got the market cornered on how the game of hockey is played.
Nicholas Sundstrom scored a couple of goals in that game last year. Sweden lost it 5-4. Interesting story there with this player, Roger Rosen, a real late bloomer. Had never been exposed to the national program before last year when he surprised everyone and made the team. And here he is back with the national junior team for the 2nd year in a row. Plays with Mora, but nobody's drafted him yet.
One of the reasons this Swedish team is as strong as it is, 6 players back from last year and 6 key players. No other team in the tournament can make that claim. The Finns had 6 players back, but they weren't quite as many impact players as Team Sweden has.
Sweden would like a little impact on this power play, which has 18 seconds remaining. Hagman trying to pick his way through. Puck fired in, scored a save. Hagman looking for the rebound. Good low shot by Johansson as he cut through the slot to test Storr. 5 seconds to go in the man advantage for Sweden. Modin flips it up. Hagman spun around. Teams are back at even strength. Tornstrom back into the corner. That's Gavey up there forechecking for Canada. Not able to get to it that time. Modin coming up. Hagman is held up as he tries to come in. Tornstrom with a poke at it. Gets it down into the corner. Modin stepping back there. Hagman up there to join him. They're both back in the net now. And Bowen coming away for Canada. Works it up to center. Lundberg. This is Harvey. Long rising shot picked down by Peter Olsen. Eriksson will start out. Anders Eriksson gets it outside the line, and McCabe fires it right back inside the line for Canada. Lundgren again. Pekka up there to watch him. This is Lindgren. Given a bump by Botterill. Pekka centers. Convery shoots. Big chance for Convery. Davidson in over the blue line. Gets to the outside and couldn't get outside on Tully. Lundberg. This is Witt down in the corner. Davidson watching him. Lindgren working it around. Lindgren still trying to drop it down low. Sundstrom is up there, number 24, trying to get loose, but Pekka breaks it up for Canada. He's checked by Sundstrom. Eriksson moving in from the point to play it. Sundstrom back in the net. Lindgren is in front. Sundstrom centers it. Lindgren almost tipped that. He managed to get his stick free, but couldn't get it on the puck. Eriksson keeps it in momentarily. Tully will make sure it gets out this time.
Paul, Canada having a tough time getting the puck under their own end, but their defensive zone coverage very good one-on-one.
Here's Sundstrom, and one-on-one against Witt. He can't beat him. Exactly what you were talking about, and back behind the play. I guess that's what you call finishing the check, because Witt really tied up with Sundstrom. We're halfway through this game. Coming up at the conclusion of the game, the TSN Turning Point. Brought to you this afternoon by the Mutual Group.
It seems some financial service companies want your future to fit their plans. At the Mutual Group, we work with you to create the financial plan that fits the tomorrow you have in mind. The Mutual Group and you, facing tomorrow together.
Canadian defenseman Brendan Witt, a real tough customer from the Seattle Thunderbirds, puts the big collar on Nicholas Sundstrom, hauls him down, and then they wrestled there and got right into it. And I can't believe this, but Nicholas Sundstrom is the one getting the penalty, not Brendan Witt. Brendan Witt hauled Nicholas Sundstrom down. It's a Washington Capital first rounder taking down a New York Ranger first rounder. Maybe a preview of something we'll see in the Atlantic Division in years to come. And Coach Tommy Tom can't be too happy as Kenny Jonsson, the captain of the Swedish team, checks with Jyrki Ingman to get the rationale for that one. It was actually, there was no play on that, no penalty on that play. It was after the fact when Witt tried to break free. Sundstrom had his arms all wrapped around Witt and wrestled him to the ice. But if anything, you would have figured it would be coincidental minors. A real break here for Canada on a call that went their way that certainly didn't look like a penalty at all to me.
So a bit of a break for Canada in terms of the call. See if they can capitalize on it on the power play. Allison moving up. Here's Allison. Dubé and Gendron closing in. Allison back of the net to Gendron. Trying to get it out in front. Nobody was there, and the puck is cleared. 1 minute and 30 seconds still to go on the power play for Canada.
Allison's confidence level is just phenomenal right now. Every time he picks up the puck, he feels as though he can go right to the net and do whatever he wants. And for a good part of this game, he's been able to do that, scoring a highlight film goal in the first period.
Stash Dahar up to Pekka, up to Gendron. Allison trailing. Dubé's there too. Here's Dubé, knocked away from him. And Modin gets it to the line, but not out. Dubé couldn't corral that. Daniel Johansson gets to it. Allison right on top of him. Allison and Gendron both working along the boards. There's Dubé coming into the picture too. Gendron tied up by Johansson. Allison works it out. Pekka moves up to commit himself, and it paid off. Dubé to Allison. Stepping in front. Big crowd down in front of the goal, and the puck underneath that pile somewhere. And Kenny Janssen showing a bit of fire as he stands up for his goaltender, and Allison right in the thick of things too.
Yannick Dubé was the guy who was doing most of the damage down there. He's not very big at all. Mixing it up in front of the net. Dubé was furious with whatever happened in that scrum. There are definitely going to be some penalties here. We'll find out in a second whether they come out even. Watch Jason Allison parked off to the side of the net. You tell me if this looks like Dave Andreychuk for the Toronto Maple Leafs coming out, trying that play to the far post. I feel like I'm back at Maple Leaf Gardens watching that one. You'll see the loose puck there. Dubé fishing for it. You'll see he gets his stick up on Janssen. Janssen takes exception to that. Drills Dubé.
Well, we've seen them before, but in the big game, let's take one more look at what Canada likes to look to for motivation. These signs have been up all week long in their dressing room, and that is the one right over the door as they head out to the ice.
That's my favorite one. Yeah. And the guy who does wear work boots, Jason Allison. Gets his hands dirty, but he's got great hands too around the net. Played a couple of years with the London Knights.
So I guess the other side of that is if you want to leave handprints in the sand, then wear work gloves.
I guess so.
Anyways, Pekka clears it in for Canada. 37 seconds to go on the power play. Pekka along the board, zips it across. Here's Stastahar shooting. Pekka moving up there after it. Janssen right up the middle and down the ice to relieve the pressure. 18 seconds to go on the man advantage for Canada. Pekka under some pressure, able to steer it out. Gavey comes in over the blue line. Stastahar up there, so is Girard. Stastahar way up to join the rush. Teams back at even strength. Bouchard shoots. Harvey going after it. Harvey to Girard, stepping out. Girard pivots, backhand shot, rebound the side, they score! Todd Harvey and Aaron Gavey right in front. We'll see who gets credit, but it's Canada up 4-2.
Good work down low at the tail end of that power play. That's where Canada wants to play the game, up against the boards and in the corners, and they dominated there. Todd Harvey right off to the side of the net. You see the puck rimmed around the boards. Coming out, Todd Harvey tries to get a, Rick Girard tries to get a shot at it, backhands it, surprise the goaltender, and then Todd Harvey fishes it out, or rather Aaron Gavey fishes it out and tucks it by. Good work by Rick Girard, and a shot that really surprised Olsen a little bit. And just really a fluke goal off of Gavey. Didn't know whether it went in off his stick or off his skate. But at this point, a timeout has been called by the Swedish coach, Tommy Thompson.
Gavey with the goal. 12:26 the time, and Canada is up 4-2. You're watching the World Junior Championship gold medal game.
Analyze. Eat pasteurized. Preservative. Conclusion. Regular air. Next chamber. Analyze. Cold. No preservatives. Conclusion. Naturally clean, fresh tasting, real draft.
Filters look like genuine draft. Where you are is where it's at.
Welcome back to the Palace of Culture and Sport in Ostrava in the Czech Republic. I'm Paul Romanek with Bob McKenzie and a cast of thousands. Pretty good crowd on hand to watch this game. Two very good teams vying for the gold medal at the 1994 World Junior Championship. Canada leading 4-2. This is Eriksson being watched by Marty Murray. And Bowen steps up there to give him a bump. Bowen's thrown a couple of solid checks in this game. Detroit Red Wings brass in attendance. No doubt smiling about that. Davidson up and over the blue line. Drops it back. Stroll shoots a low bullet just wide. Lundberg fires it in. Davidson down in the corner. Back to Lundberg. Shoots. Score stops that. Eriksson couldn't keep it in.
Very important for Canada not to lay back and not just to let the Swedes come to them with the offensive game. They've got to keep doing what's successful. And that's not it. Yannick Dubé picking up the penalty for holding. And that is not the way to keep the momentum going in Canada's favor with a 2-goal lead. You've got to be very careful when you go in. You've got both hands on your stick. As soon as you take a hand off your stick and wrap it around the player, you're likely to end up in the penalty box, and that's where Dubé is.
Peter Gerhardsen was along the boards. Gerhardsen, pardon me, was along the boards right in front of the penalty box. And Dubé reaching up to corral him. It's right at the bottom of the screen here on your left.
Right at center ice, you see Dubé come in, take the hand off the stick, and you're going to be in trouble. Down goes Gerhardsen.
Like I said, right in your right.
Very potent Swedish power play. This is their second unit that's out there right now. The second unit isn't quite so fancy with the puck as the first unit is. They don't go to as many options. They do like to work from behind the net and come out from what the defenseman on the Canadian team would call the back door.
Ullin being watched there by Marty Murray. And that's tapped away. Murray has been so effective penalty killing. Constrom. Ullin trying to get away from Murray. Bannister skating back to get to the puck. Modin moving up, but couldn't get there nearly in time.
Anytime you can get the Swedes just to dump it in on the power play, you've really accomplished something, especially if you can hold them up and allow the Canadian team to get back and fire that puck around and ice it.
Bouchard for Canada. Up to Aaron Gavey, and Gavey gets it out and down with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in the Swedish power play. Mats Lindgren, number 18, being shadowed by Gavey. Janssen shifting in over the blue line. Janssen pushing it through in front of the net, and Davidson went to the forehand and couldn't maintain control. Janssen gets it down into the corner. That's knocked down and cleared back out. Good work by Aaron Gavey.
Great defensive play by Brendan Witt to knock that puck off Davidson's stick, and then a good save by Jamie Storr following it up on the rebound.
Carter clears it back. Janssen with 27 seconds left in the power play, being pestered by Murray. Sundstrom trying to pick his way in. Carter back there to steal for Canada. And down the ice it goes again. 15 seconds to go in the power play for Sweden. Canada leading 4-2. We played 15-20 of the second period of the gold medal game. Lundberg to Sundstrom. Sundstrom down low to Lundberg. Hawkinson's out there too. Hawkinson centers it in front. Team's back at even strength, and here comes Dubé in over the blue line. Dubé shifting, cutting, dropped it off there. Bannister couldn't land a shot on goal. Nice rush by Dubé as he came zipping down the right side. Here's Bannister. Convery's on the move. He's got Pekka with him. Convery shoots. Olsen got enough of that. Here's Bannister. Fires a shot. Olsen stops it. Rebound. Convery was right there, and Olsen makes the stop and hangs on. Good job of penalty killing by Canada, and they come right back down to test Olsen.
The SO Tiger team talks the details.
I think it's the little extra details that separate us from the other gas stations.
It's the small things like talking to the customer, using their name if you can.
Make sure you always have good eye contact.
One of the things that they teach us to do is if you're checking the oil, when you close the hood, then just take a clean towel and just wipe it off.
The service is number one, and then the details just top it off.
It's the little things that make us special.
You're on your way with SO.
Well, a good 2-on-1 opportunity for Brandon Convery and Michael Pekka. Convery comes in, shoots, gets a shot away, and very close to being a goal.
Ullin trying to come out. That draws a gasp from the crowd. Ullin shoots one, and that is tipped by Telle up over the glass and into the netting. Actually, check that. It was in store.
Right after Brandon Convery and Michael Pekka went down on that 2-on-1, puck came back to the point to Drew Bannister, and he's able to get a good shot away. And Canada didn't get one shot, didn't get two shots on the rebound. Right here, watch this. Bannister makes the nice shot. The Canadian gets dumped in front. There's the first shot, and there's the second shot. Great opportunity for Curtis Bowen and Michael Pekka. Canada keeps directing that puck at the Swedish net. Positive things are going to happen.
Ullin trying to blast it through right off the drop. Here comes Tarnstrom. Shoots one, Store the save. Nobody there for the rebound. Ullin shifting into the corner. Working up there with Modine. Ullin forced off the puck by Witt. Just cruised in there to step into him. Allison and Gerard come away, and play is called.
Paul, the Swedish defensemen are now guilty of pinching in and getting caught a little bit, and those are the kind of chances you start to take when you're 2 goals down.
And there is the backup goaltender for this game. Emmanuel Fernandez had been the starting goaltender for 3 games after Jamie Storr had been lifted after what some thought was a substandard performance against the Russians in a tie.
A good save by Jamie Storr on a very difficult shot. Most of the shots from the Swedes have been from a long distance out, but some of them have been hard to handle. Thought Storr was fighting the puck just a little bit earlier on, but so far so good. The goals that have been scored, you can't really fault him on.
Johnson sends it back up against the flow. Davidson up to the line. Trying to deke his way through there. The puck gets through. He does not. Storr out to play it. Johnson at the line. Tried to get it down low, but it bounced off of Carter, and Johnson has to wait for his teammates to clear the zone. Bannister now. Davidson watching him. This is Gavey. Up to the line. Canada on a line change, so Gavey's going to have to hold the fort for a few moments. Here come the reinforcements. Botterill gets out there. Gendra up there to help out as well. Can't get the puck. McCabe shoots it back in for Canada. Eriksson. This is McCabe now for Canada. Has to wait for Botterill to get out. Delayed offside is waved. Eriksson just feathering it off the boards up the center. Stage to Hart banks it right back in. Murray moving up there to forecheck with Botterill. Here's Murray stealing the puck. Gets it in front, and Botterill overskated it. Johansson starting back out. Johansson up to the line there with Strome and Rosen. That's broken up.
Well, right now the Swedes are totally disorganized in their breakout attempts here, and that's without very much pressure at all.
Here's Convery. Comes up there with Bowen and Pekka. Convery shoots. Pekka flying up there after the loose puck. Gets it back to the net. Bowen. And Convery. Here's Bowen. He's got Pekka in front. Tried to get it to him. Pekka knocks it down. Bowen storming in there after the puck. He's given a bump along the boards and taken out of the play. And a penalty coming up. And it's going to be a roughing call. By the looks of it, it will go against Sweden. And that is exactly what will happen. Bowen stepping up there and hitting his man. And on the retaliation, a penalty call.
Right now, everything is going Canada's way. Right there, Curtis Bowen takes a tough hit. That's not the penalty. And right after that, you'll see a glove come up in the face of Curtis Bowen, and that's where the rough, there's the good hit. And there, right there, you'll see the glove go up underneath. Lundberg, number 3, gets his glove up underneath the face mask. By North American standards, that's a pretty weak call. A minute and 8 seconds left in the period. Canada goes to the power play. And an opportunity to make this a 3-goal advantage going to the dressing room for the second intermission. Jason Allison, Yannick Dubé talking. I'm sure you'll see Jason Allison parked off to the side of the net or behind the net and dealing from there. Looking for Dubé in the slot or trying to come out himself.
Bannister. That was Allison dumped there at the line. Bannister clears it in. Allison going for the front of the net. Dubé, Stajdahar keeps it in. Gendron parked in front as well. Dubé. Down to Allison. Allison. Here's Bannister. Dubé steps up, shoots, and that one kind of waffles wide. Bannister moving in. Here's Gendron. Looking in front, Dubé is there. That's knocked down. Loose at the side now into the corner. Allison's pulled down, and another penalty coming up against Sweden. That is going to go against Kenny Jonsson, their captain, and he just threw his arms in the air saying, what's going on?
Well, one of the reasons he threw his arms in the air was because he had no stick. One of the reasons the penalty called is because he had no stick. Kenny Jonsson lost his stick, and when he went chasing for the puck with Jason Allison, reached out and got him. But some good opportunities here. Yannick Dubé looked as though he had a goal there, but the goaltender Olsen, and there you'll see the hand put on Jason Allison. But a good play by Yannick Dubé to try to get that puck up. When Jason Allison pulled down, and didn't look like Jonsson touched him very hard. Canadian would never dive, would he, Paul?
I don't know. There have been some good ones.
I think Allison lost his balance just a little bit. Fell down, and right now Tommy Toth has to be extremely concerned with the way things are going. The calls are going against him in terms of the penalty. His team is disorganized in its own end. And right now there's just not a lot of spirit or fight on this Swedish team. Still a long way to go. They're very explosive. A 2-goal deficit is nothing for them to overcome, so keep that in mind.
This is Ullén. Has it knocked away from him. Here's Pekka. Pekka waiting. There's a shot. It's blocked. Pekka still jabbing away. It's loose in front. Gendron scores! Martin Gendron on the power play. His second of the game, and Canada's up 5-2.
Well, the puck was lodged in the Swedish defenseman's equipment. Michael Pekka took a shot that was blocked. He drove back in after. Good persistence to try and pull this puck out. Martin Gendron so very dangerous. Here's the shot by Pekka, blocked by the defenseman going down. You'll see it all caught up in his equipment. A good job by Pekka to fight off and get that puck over to Gendron. Gendron doesn't miss from that distance. Good second effort by Pekka on that one. 5-2, and Canada still with a power play for 1 minute and 46 seconds, although there are only 13 seconds left in the second period. A great boost for Canada heading to the dressing room, up by 3, and coming back out at the beginning of the next period for a power play for 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Talking to one of the players in the Finnish national team earlier this week, Gavey trying to drop it in, and he said if the Swedes get down by 2 or 3 goals, they will give up. That was the opinion of one of the Finnish players. Still lots of hockey to go, but we'll see whether or not that quote holds any water in the third period. Canada leading 5-2 after a couple of periods in the gold medal game. A TSN update coming your way, and then we'll visit the Crystal Factory in our World Junior Diary segment. Second intermission coming up. You are watching live coverage of the 1994 World Junior Hockey Championship from the Czech Republic.
Flag to flag, you block your teammate on a hard enough rubber comp and
get ready to crank up.
"20 minutes. It will fly by for the Swedish team and crawl for Canada. Puck moved up ahead to Harvey. In over the blue line, Harvey drops it back along the board. Girard moving in towards the front of the net. Girard comes over to get it. Harvey's parked in front now. Here's Stajdahar, steps up, shoots, and Olsen, a nice stop with a lot of traffic around him.
Well, Anders Eriksson, the Detroit Red Wing first rounder, absolutely mugged Todd Harvey a Detroit Junior Red Wing star, right in front of the net. Now, these two guys were lined up against each other at the center ice red line to start the period, and they were jawing back and forth. They had about a 25-second conversation, and Anders Eriksson obviously took issue with something that Todd Harvey, the first-round pick of the Dallas Stars, said, and pounded him down in front of the net.
And Harvey has yet to sign a contract with Dallas. How quickly do you think that will change?
Oh, that won't be a problem, and he's going to be a rich young man, but he's been a real inspiration on this Team Canada squad. The natural leader of the team.
Here's Pekka, guides it across. 1:07 to go in the Canadian power play. We are just underway in the third period, the gold medal game of the World Junior Championship. I'm Paul Romanuk with Bob McKenzie. And Sundstrom gets the puck out. Pekka back to pick it up for Canada. 47 seconds to go on the man advantage. Girard taps it up for Gendron. He's got a pair. Gendron again, trying to pick it up there in the neutral zone. Hawkinson will clear it up. 30 seconds to go on the man advantage for Canada. Pekka being watched by Hawkinson. Rosen comes up there as well to squeeze a little bit. This is Dubé. Tarnstrom. This gets it down the ice with 15 seconds to go in Canada's man advantage. 5-2 the score. Canada on top. Lindgren had it knocked away. Gendron breaking in. Gendron looking for some help. Heels away from one man. Allison is down low back of the net. Gendron going for the front of the net. Dubé trying to get it to him. Dubé pulled down. No penalty. And Sweden comes out. Janssen feathers it up ahead now. Modin looking for Janssen on the return. Modin, number 14, along the boards for Sweden. Had it pulled away. Gendron up to the line. Tiptoes in, dropped it there for Allison. He and Eriksson go to the corner. Teams at even strength. Canada leading 5-2. Allison back of the net. Can't come up with it that time. And that's been a rarity in this game. Allison has been a colossus forechecking for Canada. Puck drop back for Modin. Just flicks it down into the corner. Johansson is up there. He can't get to it. And the puck cleared down the ice. Icing is called against Canada. Played 2 minutes and 26 seconds of the third period. Sweden is down 5-2.
Oh! He'll give you a workout.
Whoa! Look at the colors here.
I do believe it! Man!
I'm not even going to move. I'm spinning around in my inner tube, Henry. It fought like stink.
Whoa! What's that jump up? Big monster fish. Oh, look at the belly. Yeah, that's... He come at you out of 2 feet of water.
Look at the size of this.
Man! Watch him bark all the way in.
Henry and Italo go to great depths for the trophies each week on Canadian Sport Fishing.
Hello, I'm Sandra Beach. With Block parents in our communities, we can all feel more secure. Block parents provide a safe place where any child can go for help. And Block parents can help other people too. If you are sick, you can count on a Block parent. Or if you're afraid. If you need help, just look for this sign. For more information about Block parents, call 1-800-663-1134.
Lindgren trying to shake loose. Svartvedet parked out in front. Janssen pulls away from Carter. Janssen forging his way there to the corner. Janssen still. Svartvedet is parked in front. Janssen walks out himself, and that is blocked as he tried to slide it through the crease. Bannister was down on the ice there to make the save.
You can see Swedish captain Kenny Janssen is not quitting. He's really trying to rally his team right here with some spirited offensive play, trying to do it himself.
Janssen gives Convery a little bump as he went by before he cleared the puck in. Pekka for Canada. Strome right on top of him. Strome and Hawkinson working along the boards. Rosen there too, but Bowen able to push it out to center. This is Witt. Up to the line, right back to Witt. Actually past Witt. Here comes Strome. Rosen is trailing in the play. Strome centers it in front, but the pass was behind Rosen. Bowen dishes it up to center. Pekka up to the line there with Convery, and offside is called on Canada. And Coffrey took another little bump there from Hawkinson just after the whistle.
Well, Team Canada has to be very careful here because they've already got one wake-up call in the tournament. That was a 3-0 lead they had against the Russians. Ended up in a 3-3 tie. You look at the staff of Team Canada that are over here with the team. Murray Costello, president of the Canadian Amateur Hockey Association. Very well-organized group. No team comes better prepared to the World Championships than Canada does, and that's partially from experience and partially because winning gold here means so much to Canadian hockey fans and the Canadian Amateur Hockey Association.
Tarnstrom gets it up along the boards. Gerhardsen got it out only momentarily. Should Canada hang on to win this game, and there's a long way to go yet, it would be 4 goals in the last 5 years. The only exception being the tournament in Fusen. Rick Girard dodging his way in. Allison is in front. So is Dubé. So is the puck momentarily. Girard upended in front. Allison, look at him work. Right in front. Puck rolled right through the slap, but everyone was covered. But again, great work by Jason Allison. He has been outstanding in this game. Gerhardsen up along the boards for Sweden. Out in front. Johnson trying to shake off the checker.
Paul, this is the guy to keep an eye on in the third period. Kenny Johnson is the catalyst for this team. He generates the offense.
Svartvedet clearing that puck in, and it ends up skipping up and hitting the netting. And we get a whistle.
Well, Toronto Maple Leaf scouts Pierre Dorian and Anders Hedberg are here to watch Kenny Johnson in action, as well as all the other draft-eligible players, and they said they'd be very interested to see how he reacted to the pressure, how he reacted to the extra attention that he was going to get from Canada. Certainly in the first period, he did not look good. I thought that the Swedish team was taking their lead from him, and he had a very poorly spirited first period of play. However, in this third period, he's really come out gangbusters, and the Swedes look as though they're ready to try and mount a challenge here.
Hanson Carter will come up to take the face-off for Canada. Mats Lindgren stays in for Sweden. Here's Sundstrom, shoots. Sundstrom going after the rebound, meets up with Harvey there along the boards. And Harvey gets it loose and gets it out. 5-2, Canada leading. Timonen. This is Janssen. Sundstrom up there to try to get to it, and he's held up trying to get up there to the puck. And the puck is cleared out of play.
The 1994 World Junior Hockey Championships on TSN is brought to you in part by Pepsi. Pepsi reminds you to be young, have fun, drink Pepsi.
Paul, Canada's got to maintain its discipline right now. The Swedes are taking a lot of physical liberties and getting away with it. A lot of hits after the whistle, a lot of gloves in the face, and what they're trying to do is upset the Canadian team into taking the penalty. It's important to maintain their composure and discipline here and not end up shorthanded.
Botterill charging up after the puck, couldn't quite get to it in time. Hawkinson for Sweden. Eriksson. And that's a two-line pass. Played 5:52 in this third period. Canada continuing to lead by 3.
Go for it. So you're a Chunky fan?
Yeah, and when I send in 7 Chunky Soup labels, I get a free Doug Gilmore hockey stick.
Free, eh? I could use another stick.
Doug Gilmore!
So tell me, to use a fork or a spoon?
Call now for details on the free Doug Gilmore Hespler hockey stick offer from Chunky Soup.
Get ready to crank up the heat in the fast lanes of the world's hottest races, fastest tracks, and grueling off-roads. TSN's Rolling Thunder Night cranks it up Thursday on Real TV TSN.
Peter Olsson, the Swedish goaltender, leaving it there back of the net. And Eriksson winding his way up to center. Storr. Rosen down there to pick it up. Hawkinson there to help out. Number 16. He's got it in the corner there, working it along the boards. Strome along the boards. Hawkinson back in again. Lundberg. Lundberg at the line, making a stand against Botterill that was not successful. Racing up after the puck is Gendron, trying to muscle his way in, and Gendron was out-muscled there by Eriksson. Hawkinson in over the line, out to Strome. Had Rosen with him, but couldn't get the pass across. And icing is called on Canada.
Oh, some good hustle by Martin Gendron to get down the puck down the ice. 2 goals in the second period for Gendron. Coach Joe Canale says Martin Gendron, when he gets the puck in front of the net, even if he fluffs the shot and it goes into the net, you almost think he must have planned it. Martin Gendron scoring from 1993. 5 goals, 2 assists, third on the team in scoring. Paul Kariya, of course, playing with the Canadian Olympic team and playing very well with them, having won the Atlantic Cup down in Halifax. Martin Gendron will be heading to the Hull Olympics as soon as this tournament is over.
Where they will welcome him with open arms, no doubt. Johansson trying to get it loose. Johansson really working his man over, gets the puck loose up along the boards. Cutting in front, Modine wobbles one in wide, delayed penalty coming up. It is going to go against Canada. A holding penalty against Canada, and maybe a turning point for Sweden coming up on the power play.
The PGA's best swing into the new year with the $1 million Mercedes Tournament of Champions. Catch second and third round coverage beginning Friday, right here on Real TV TSN. The Bulls charge into Orlando to face the Shack Attack tonight. NBA excitement right here on Real TV, TSN.
Nick Stachahar caught for holding, and Sweden on the power play. And as we near the halfway mark of the third period, Sweden still down by 3, needing only a tie for the gold medal. Down in the corner, Lindgren trying to get loose. He's knocked to the ice, and another penalty coming up against Canada.
Joel Bouchard's going to get a holding penalty. Once again, he took his hand off the stick, wrapped it around the Swedish forward. When the man went down, it's a penalty. Going to be 2 men short here for 1 minute and 40 seconds, and boy, is this gut check time for Canada. There you'll see a bit of a dive by Lindgren, but nevertheless, you put yourself in that position. In international hockey with European referees, you're going to get called. Now there are 12 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the third period. There was about 7 or 8 minutes left in the Canada-Russia game when Canada totally collapsed to allow the Russians to come back from a 3-goal deficit. And I'm sure right now Joe Canale, Danny Flynn, Mike Johnson are going up and down the bench reminding the players how important it'll be to play out this third period. The gold medal's at stake.
Here's Johnson. 2-man advantage for Sweden. Svartvedet is parked in front of the net. This is Lindgren. Johnson to Lindgren. Top of the point for Johnson. Johnson still gets it up. Timoner couldn't get the shot away. Witt is there to corral things and get the puck out. 1:10 to go in the 2-man advantage. Here comes Lindgren carrying in. Canada leading 5-2. Sweden with a 2-man advantage. Lindgren to Svartvedet. Svartvedet tried to get it back and gave it away, and Bannister gets it out.
Swedish coach Tommy Tomt has completely changed up his power play here in the third period. He's got different players on than he normally does. I don't understand that move.
Janssen up to Sundstrom. Back to Janssen. Guides it in. Lundberg gets it in front. Knocked away. Sundstrom. Lundberg looking. Waiting. To Janssen. Shoots. That's blocked in front. Loose puck. They jab at it. It still comes loose. Sundstrom with a shot. That's stopped. Here's a chance. Lindgren scores. Mats Lindgren on the power play. A two-man advantage. And Canada's lead is cut to 5-3.
Second goal of the game for Mats Lindgren. Persistence pays off here. Jamie Storr makes a great save. I believe off it was Sundstrom. There's a shot that never gets through. It's blocked at the defense. It looked as though the puck was going to be frozen, but a good job by Lindgren to dig it out. You'll see the puck come right out there. The shot taken, the first save made by Sundstrom shoots, and a nice play by Sundstrom to put it to the man who's in a better position to get it. Storr was down and out. All sorts of bodies and traffic in front of him. And now we've got a 2-goal difference here, and please remember, Sweden needs only a tie to win the gold medal. Lots of time left, 11:07 left in the third period. Canada still a man short for 35 seconds.
And the puck wheeled in by Eriksson. Strome hustling up there to pick it up. Anson Carter gets the job done that time. 23 seconds left in the power play for Sweden. We've played 9 minutes and 13 seconds in the third period. Canada up by 2. Here's Carter knocking it down. Can't get much further. Hawkinson will set things up. Strome and Rosen are with them as they break towards the Canadian end. Hawkinson dipping and diving his way towards the corner. Looking towards the front of the net. Witt stiffed him. Here's Eriksson. Strome tried to center it. Carter gets it down the ice. Teams back at even strength, and Canada is called for icing. So Canada doesn't get hit by the bullet, maybe just grazed as they give up one power play goal.
Now's the time to maintain their composure. I almost wonder if Joe Canelli might not want to call a timeout at some point here and try to slow this Swedish momentum. But Joe Canelli says he likes the character of this hockey team. He's liked it from the day they met in Kitchener on December 13th. He likes it now. He noticed the game against the Czechs. They look very ragged around the edges. He says every time we needed a goal, every time we needed to put distance between us and the Czechs, we did it. He says, I really like this character. We'll find out how it is now.
Karnstrom, number 5, does a good job to keep it in for Sweden. Scores! Dick Karnstrom with a great play at the line to keep it in. Scores to make it 5-4. Canada now up by 1.
Well, it was a good play to keep it in at the line. Looked like he was backing off. The blue line goes in. Beats Jamie Storr right between the legs. Jamie Storr would like to have this one back. It was a hard shot. Screened just a little bit. Whether he saw it or not, it's hard to tell. But right between the legs, you'd think that Jamie Storr would want to get that one. Dick Karnstrom comes off the blue line, challenges, beats Storr, and right now it's a 1-goal game, and there's the timeout I was talking about. Maybe 1 goal too late.
Well, they say that problems are just opportunities in work clothes. Canada having a few problems now, and they might want to put the work clothes on for the last 9 minutes and 47 seconds.
For the Swedes right now, it's being like in a tie game and needing the victory. They're just 1 goal away from the gold medal. And plenty of time, lots of hockey still to be played. Coach Tommy Tomt, his team came rallying out in this third period with very physical play that really seemed to keep Canada off balance. And then the penalty trouble didn't help.
Why make it easy? Here's Carter. Gets by him. Sundstrom. Pressured up there by Gavey. Out to Carter. Looking in front for Harvey. Carter. Couldn't center it. Harvey was right there and ready to rock. Harvey in front again. Now to the side. Harvey pulled down. A penalty coming up against Sweden. Mats Lindgren will head off as he pulled down Todd Harvey, and Harvey, very important, turning the other cheek there.
Very important turning the other cheek, and very important turning a nice dive. I asked you earlier if Canadian players dive. We have the answer unequivocally now. Mats Lindgren, though, did the same thing that Joel Bouchard did down at the other end. Took one hand off his stick. Took the hand off his stick. Put it on Harvey. And you'll see Mats Lindgren hauls him down. But it really was a dive. There's the big jump through the air for Todd Harvey, proving Canadians can be theatrical as anybody. You said personality, not nationality. Smart play when you think you can get it done. Right now, Canada, a great opportunity to go back up here by 2 goals and try to put some breathing room behind these Swedes who only need to tie. Yannick Dubé, Martin Gendron, and Jason Allison been tremendous in this game on the power play. Again, watch for Allison to set up from behind the net. Look for Dubé and Gendron out in front or come out on his own.
Pekka will clear it in. Eriksson gets it up around the boards and out.
Well, even if Canada doesn't score here, it's important to keep some sustained pressure in the Swedish end. Try and take away some of this momentum that the Swedish team has.
This is Dubé. Allison's up there too. Here's Stashdahar back at the blue line. Can't keep it in. Rosen breaking away. Has Eriksson trailing. Rosen shoots. Rebound gobbled up there by Stashdahar. 1:23 left in Canada's power play. Canada leading 5-4 in the gold medal game against Sweden. Puck just steered to the corner. Allison couldn't get there. And the Canadians will set up again. Here comes Pekka. Gavey pumps it around the board. Gendron. Modin knocks it down, but not out. Allison and Modin battling. Modin wins the battle that time. 50 seconds left in the man advantage for Canada. 9.5 minutes remaining in the third period. Canada must win the game. A tie does them no good. Here comes Pekka. Up there with Girard. Drops it back. Loose puck picked up by Modin and ended up on his knees there, but got it out. Stashdahar. Back in for Canada with 28 seconds to go on the power play. And the puck goes over the boards, so we get a whistle with 23 seconds remaining in the man advantage for Team Canada.
Lots of talent in this game today. 6 first-rounders from Canada, 4 from the Swedish team. And those 4 guys see a lot of action on the power play. Key players, 2 goals for Mats Lindgren.
Bouchard for Canada. Bouchard bouncing it in. Harvey and Gavey and Girard up front. Bannister with a shot. Rebound in front. Girard couldn't corral it. Sundstrom will start back. Svartvedt is with him. This is Svartvedt along the boards. Throws it all the way back across for Janssen. And shoots one that is tipped up over the glass and out of play. The teams are back at even strength, but still not quite even on the scoreboard yet.
TSN Pub Night. It's good for what ails you. This time around, enjoy world-class competition in both darts and snooker. TSN Pub Night. World-class entertainment is on tap Sunday on Real TV. TSN.
Don Cherry's Grapevine. You're going to love it.
Nice. Tuesday night, Ottawa Senators coach Rick Bowness visits Don down at the Grapevine.
Right here on TSN.
Here comes Roger Rosen. Getting it across in front for Peter Strome. Strome was covered by Tully. This is Tully. Lundberg knocks it down. Hawkinson in the corner. Now Witt for Canada. Rosen up for Strome.
Pulled away from him. Murray gets it out. Here's Convery. Up ahead to Marty Murray. Poked away from him. Convery again. Just chopping it in. And Joe Canale will make some player changes. This is Strong. Johansson just clearing it in. Gerard. Johnson watching him. Johnson right up in the attack. Gerhardsson along the boards keeps it in. No icing. Tarnstrom back to pick it up. Allison watching him. All the way up around the board. Stajduhar taps it up. Dubé trying to steer it towards the front. There's Gerard up there. Allison trying to get a handle on it. Here's Allison going after it. Allison battling Tarnstrom. Puck in front now. Gerard was there. Allison buzzing around. Stajduhar gets a break to keep it in. Gerard almost tipped that. This is McCabe for Canada. Tarnstrom. And McCabe once again for Canada. Here's Allison. By himself, Canada on a line change, so he just dumps off and heads to the bench. Played 14 minutes and 18 seconds of the third period. Canada leading 5-4 in the gold medal game. Canada must win. A tie would do Sweden for the goal. Gavey up to the line. Pass broken up, but he gets it back. Gavey shoots it in. That hit a skate. Gavey jabbing at it there along the boards. Lindgren. Up ahead. Lundberg, long shot. And Storr is going to hang on to it.
Well, right now the pressure falls to Jamie Storr, a 17-year-old from Brampton, Ontario, plays for the Owen Sound Platers. I'm sure he would like to have that last one back that Dick Tarnstrom put between his pads. Right now, in a one-goal difference and a gold medal on the line, Sweden needs only a tie. A lot of pressure resting on the shoulders of Jamie Storr.
Storr says when he prepares for a game, he likes to go to sleep the night before, and as he's dozing off, think about, as he puts it, the tools in the toolbox that he has to have in order to get the job done. I wonder if he's been pleased with all the tools today so far. Eriksson skating back to pick it up. 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. Canada leading 5-4. Here comes Strong over the line, and he whiffed right through that one. Rosen comes up there as well. Here's Hawkinson along the boards. Hawkinson with Strome in front, trying to get it to him. Has his hands full, though. Eriksson. Up to Rosen. Dishes off in. Hawkinson shoots. Storr out to challenge. Here's Witt down in the corner. He's giving a pump. Rosen over there, number 27. Trying to push the puck loose. Tully gets it up around the boards and out.
Canada's really on the ropes right now. Having to ice that puck. It's a smart play at this point. Brendan Witt having a tough time in his own end. Canada not looking strong on the puck at all. And Coach Tommy Tom, this team has really rallied here. Whatever he said in the second intermission worked for them. I like their game plan. They came out, they were very physical. And the referee, it was almost seemed as though they had a real hesitancy to call a penalty. He's called some questionable ones against the Swedish team tonight. And in the third period, when they were manhandling Canada early on, there was no penalties at all. And Canada really seemed to lose its edge and its momentum.
4 minutes and 31 seconds to go. Canada 4 minutes and 31 seconds away from another gold medal. Here's Allison. Up to Gerard. Gerard breaking through. Gerard shoots. That's stopped. Rebound up there. Dubé's after it. Johnson. Up along the boards and out. Stajduhar flips it back in, and offside called on Canada.
They're very inconsistent with their offside calls here. Now, the linesman interpreted that as an intentional offside, that he wasn't waiting for the players to clear the zone. Now, how exactly a linesman can determine that in this kind of game, I don't know, but the face-off, the very crucial face-off, is going all the way back down into the Team Canada end. Canada's top line, the top defensive line is out there. Aaron Gavey on the face-off, Anson Carter and Todd Harvey on the wings.
And Mats Lindgren on the face-off for Sweden. Lindgren along the boards. Bouchard there for Canada, number 24, can't work it out. Puck loose in front, Lindgren was there. Sundstrom can't shake off the checker. Gavey was stuck to him like flypaper. Eriksson up off the boards. Carter up forechecking for Canada. Harvey couldn't keep it in. Gavey and Carter clear the zone.
Hell, if anything, that was an intentional offside.
You'd have thought. Here comes Sundstrom. Shoots! Storr took a bite out of that with his glove, and it was enough. Bowen up ahead. Gendron almost snuck away. Gendron has a pair of goals in this game. Sundstrom comes back. Works it across. Hutchinson, and offside is called on Sweden.
Players could not hear the whistle because there's so much whistling going on in here right now. 3 minutes and 9 seconds left. Joe Canale's instructions to his team will be to make sure you get the puck out at their own blue line. Over the course of this tournament, Canada has sometimes had a difficult time. They've got instructions to chip the puck out, to try and chip it by the defenseman.
Puck along the boards, off the draw. Bowen will clear it down the ice. Look at Gendron sprinting up there after it. Bowen up there to join him. Bowen now along the boards. This is Rosen for Sweden. Rosen starting back, gathering speed, comes up to the line. Strome is with him. Rosen comes in. He's bumped there by Witt. Bowen drills it out. And time becoming the avenger right here. 5-4 is the score. Canada leading with 2 minutes and 31 seconds to go.
And the Swedes have made a terrific game of it, and I'm sure Joe Canale would have liked to have won this one going away, just as Swedish coach Tommy Tomp would have liked to have won it in the stands on Sunday night. It looked as though the Czechs were maybe going to upset Canada, and the Swedes, with a 6-0 record coming out of that game, would win the gold medal watching Canada lose. But they're settling it here, and they're settling it in great fashion.
Well, remember, this is a tie game as far as Sweden is concerned. All they need is a tie to win the gold medal. Canada must win. Sweden down by a goal. Here's Modin. Storr stopped him there. Eriksson trying to poke it loose. Whole crowd of players along the board. They could almost take a team photo. But here comes Allison up with Dubé. Allison cuts in, waits. And finally, just kind of fizzles away there as he dribbled the puck towards the net. Icing called on Sweden.
What a terrific opportunity for Canada to put the game on ice. Jason Allison made a tremendous play, except he just couldn't finish it off. He put everybody down on the ice, but couldn't get the puck up over top of Olsen. Allison and Dubé come in on the 2-on-1. Rather than make a pass that could be intercepted, he holds on. You see the defenseman goes down. Olsen trips over him, but he's taken himself too far out of the play and can't get it back. He had the right idea, and if right about there he could have gotten a shot off, he would have been in great shape. Jason Allison, Canada's top player. Ian Martin Gendron doing the damage offensively for Canada. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left. And certainly call this your 2-minute warning right now.
Just a brilliant game played by Allison. Last couple of games, you could argue he's been Canada's best player. Long pass up. And Svartvedet couldn't quite get control. Storr came out to make sure.
Canada was looking for an offside whistle on that when they thought the player crossed the puck, crossed the line ahead of the puck.
Puck cleared in. Lindgren up into the corner. Sweden pulling its goaltender and getting the extra attacker out there. Sweden just needs the tie. Canada must hang on and win this game. A tie will do them no good. The goal will go to Sweden. Rosen gets it back to the net. Sweden with the extra attacker. Johnson along the boards. Picked up by Sundstrom. Rosen shoots just wide. Along the boards. Lindgren with a shot. Loose at the side. An empty net for Canada to shoot at. Should they get the chance? Rosen shoots it in, and Storr, under pressure, will hang on to it.
What a terrific deflection in front of the net. Roger Rosen deflected the puck, and Jamie Storr made a great save. Tremendous pressure by Sweden. Canada cannot get it out past the blue line. The Swedes are doing a great job of keeping it in. Neither team has a timeout left. Minute and 11 seconds to go as the Swedes huddle at the blue line. While no team has a timeout, neither team looks too anxious to get started. The referee, Ingman, calling for both teams to get out here and play. He's refusing the final change to Tommy Tom. Roger Rosen, who came so close. And he'll take the rest for the big stars of Sweden. Sundstrom, Lindgren, Savartard.
And Joe Canale trying to sneak in a change there as well. Todd Harvey's going to be chased back to the bench.
Lindgren has played a tremendous game today, an outstanding effort. Paul, we talked in the second intermission, would the Swedes give up if they're 2 or 3 goals behind? Not on your life. It's personality, not nationality, and we've got a great finish here. A minute and 11 to go. 1 goal separating Canada and Sweden from the gold medal.
Lindgren on the face-off against Aaron Gavey. 11 seconds to go. Canada 11 seconds from its 4th gold medal. 1 minute and 11 seconds, pardon me. Canada looking for its 4th gold medal in 5 years. Puck loose at the side. Lindgren rolled it right through the goal crease. Modine after it. Here's Gavey. And Gavey just down on all fours, trying to slow it down. And that ate up some time.
And he got him a penalty. They got a penalty for delay of game.
Wow.
52 seconds left on the clock. And Canada gets a delay of game penalty for falling on the puck. The Swedes asked for it and they got it. The puck was loose. Joel Bouchard going to the penalty box. You be the judge on this one. Joel Bouchard right there. Up against the boards. And he falls down on top of it. I don't think there's any question. Intentionally stopped the play.
52 seconds left.
Basically a 2-man advantage for the Swedes. Have the goalie out for the extra attacker. 6 skaters versus 4 skaters. 52 seconds for the gold medal.
Puck back to the line. Johnson didn't have a clear shot. See if he gets one here. Shoots, scores, got it.
Storr gloves that one. He was able to see it. There was all sorts of traffic, but it seemed to part just before the shot was taken. Now Kenny Johnson has gone to the bench to get a new stick. No doubt stall for time. There's the shot. And Jamie Storr came out to cut down the angle and get a clear view. A good job there by Drew Bannister. For my money, the best offensive defenseman on Team Canada to clear the front of the net and let Storr see it.
Witt is dumped. Gets it up around the boards and out.
That's the advantage. You can ice the puck.
No icing on Canada because they are a man short, in effect 2 men short. Sweden with the empty net. Lindgren pulled down. Here's Johnson. Here's a chance. Sundstrom right in there. Centers it in front. The puck bounced out.
Aaron Gavey might have saved the gold medal for Canada there. 10 seconds left.
And there's an empty net goal. That'll lock it up. Gerard.
Team Canada is celebrating as if they've won the gold medal, and for all intents and purposes they have. except there's 6 seconds left on the clock. They're going to give a delay of game penalty. No question about that. But we've got quite a situation going here right now. And the glass just collapsed in behind the Canadian bench and a fan fell through. Bedlam on the ice, and Team Canada thinks the game is over, and the game is not over. There are 6 seconds left to be played.
Evidently, Team Canada having a difficult time reading the clock as well.
A very bitter disappointment for Swedish coach Tommy Topp. The Swedes look to be in control here. Kenny Jonsson going back for the puck. Right there's the giveaway. The puck put in the net and the gold medal sealed for Canada. But credit Aaron Gavey right now is saving the gold medal for Canada. That puck was going right to a Swedish player at the side of the net. Jamie Storr down and out. And Aaron Gavey intercepted the pass, cleared the puck down the ice. What a finish. Watch Aaron Gavey at the side of the net. The puck coming over the side of the net. There's Bannister, goes to the man, and Aaron Gavey intercepts the puck and fires it back down. Mats Lindgren, the most dangerous man on the ice for Sweden today, would have been left alone at the side of the net. Put in a no-brainer to win the goal for Sweden, but Aaron Gavey saves it.
6-4. And savor the moment. It's a golden one for Canada. Well, there you see the vanquished, and there the victors.
A great finish to a great hockey game and a great result if you're a Canadian hockey fan. If you are a Canadian hockey fan, this is a scene you never get tired of seeing. Canada winning gold medals, Canada winning world championships. This team came together on December 13th in Kitchener, and it all started back on August 13th in Lake Placid, New York.
Yannick Dubé, the player of the game for Canada.
3 consecutive years in a row. Sweden finishes second, the silver medal. A silver medal in Fusen, a silver medal last year on home ice in Sweden, another silver medal here.
That's Kenny Jonsson there, seemingly inconsolable at this time.
He showed a lot of courage in the third period trying to rally his team. Showed a lot of heart.
That's Mike Johnston, one of the assistant coaches, embracing there with head coach Joe Canale.
And give Joe Canale a lot of credit. It's not easy to coach an all-star team. Yannick Dubé, player of the game. Could have gone to a lot of players today. Dubé played extremely well, as did Jason Allison, Martin Gendron, Drew Bannister, and it's Nicholas Sundstrom, the New York Ranger first rounder, gets player of the game for the Swedes.
And what is becoming the traditional non-stage team photo. They'll do an official one, but this is the one the guys will have on the wall, you can bet.
Against all odds, a lot of people would have thought so. 10 players playing in the National Hockey League or the Olympic team, skill players, marquee names.
And here's the national anthem.
It's a great day to be Canadian. Canada wins its 5th gold medal in 7 years. A tremendous effort that left us all hanging on the edges of our seats. But in the end, Canada prevailed. Aaron Gavey with a game-saving play, preventing Swedish forward Mats Lindgren from putting a puck in an empty net. And Canada has experienced yet another golden hockey moment. You never get tired of that if you're a Canadian.
First, there was McCain Pizza Pockets. Now there's
McCain Super Pockets. Taste of perfection.
Zesty Chicken Fiesta. Delicious Western style. Creamy egg and cheese.
McCain Super Pockets.
All with a crust that's baked, not fried. So there's no leaks, no mess.
McCain Super Pockets.
Super taste, super snacks.
The Bulls charge into Orlando to face the Shack Attack tonight. NBA excitement right here on Real TV, TSN.
Hi, I'm Al Leiter with the Toronto Blue Jays. The World Health Organization estimates that by the end of this century, 40 million people will be infected with the AIDS virus. Canada is not immune from this epidemic. Today, the only way to prevent the spread of this disease is through education and prevention. For more information on AIDS, contact the Canadian Public Health Association.
Write the CPHA at 1565 Carling Avenue, Suite 400, Ottawa, Ontario, K1Z8R1. A message from the Toronto Blue Jays and the Canadian Public Health Association.
Flag to flag, you block your teammate. A hard enough rubber and
Get ready to crank up the heat. TSN brings you a night of high-speed thrills with Rolling Thunder. Get into the fast lane and out to the world's hottest races, fastest tracks, and grueling up-roads. Crank it up with Rolling Thunder Night, Thursday on Real TV, TSN.
Canada is golden, 6-4 winners, another gold medal, and the captain of the Canadian team, Brett Telly, is with me. How does this compare to last year?
This is just unreal. I mean, we weren't supposed to win a medal when we came here. I mean, for a bunch of no-name hockey players, supposedly, I mean, we pulled together, and I mean, what a way to win it. I mean, this is unreal. This is the best.
You look pretty emotional, which I can understand, but is it maybe a little bit more emotional because you'll never be back here again?
Well, I mean, that certainly hits you. You know that you're not going to get a chance to play for the junior team again, and I mean, there's a lot of us that it's your first and last time, and I mean, when you had a chance to win this, I mean, it's just unreal.
Brent, we do this for a lot of people, not the least of which is ourselves, but I'm wondering, when you dig down deep for that moment of motivation like you had to late in the game, who are you doing it for? Who are you thinking about?
I think of my family back home. I mean, the people that stuck with me through the first 19 years of my life, and I mean, this is what it's all about. And I mean, it takes something like this to realize just what those people do for you. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I'll let you go. Congratulations. Lots of people to talk to. Todd Harvey, one of them.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Bunch of no names, yeah, bunch of no names.
That's what everybody's bringing up.
Yeah.
Did you use that for motivation at any point?
Oh, it's beautiful. The guys here, you know, it was getting pretty tense in the end, but the guys on the bench, they stuck together and we pulled her out, man.
How long were you talking about the fact that we're going to do this because everybody thinks we're a bunch of no names? Was that right from training camp?
I think so, yeah. You know, all the guys, the top set, I don't know who, the 7, I don't even know their names. But we talked about that and we said, hey, we're here, we're the team, we're going to go out and do it. And we went out and won the goal. We beat the big bad Swedes.
Did you find a part of yourself, either as a person or as an athlete on the ice, that you didn't know was there before because of this tournament?
You know, I respect the guys that are on the 4th line. Those are the guys that make the hockey club work. And, you know, it's just, I've never felt like this before. It's the greatest feeling in the world. You know, it's the most important win I've ever had in my entire life. And, you know, I'll savor this moment.
What was the toughest part of this game? Was it maybe trying to concentrate there at the end?
No, not at all. Joe had us on the bench and we were concentrating. It was coming into the 3rd period. The 3rd period. The 3rd period, boys. We had to concentrate and we came in and we came out and did it.
We'll get Brandon Carvery here who wanted to say hi to his mom. I'll let him say hi to her now. Was this a real bit of a coming out party for you this year, this tournament?
Well, yeah, it was a little disappointing last year not being able to come, but you know, it's a lot of fun this tournament, and it's some feeling that, you know, I'll never forget, and certainly made it a little nerve-wracking at the end, but it was a lot of fun.
Were you having a lot of fun before you came over here? Because a couple people have told me they were hoping that this tournament would put a bit of the fun back into the game for you, because it had been a tough year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely on these big ice surfaces, you know, it creates a little more offensive opportunities, and I'm used to playing in a small rink, but hey, I had a lot of fun over here, and you know, this certainly brightened up my month, year, and everything else, and it's just great.
What did this tournament do for your development as a player?
Well, I mean, I learned a lot. I was sort of one of those role players, I guess you'd call them. I used to score goals back home, but you know, I had a role to play here, and I think I learned a lot from it, and it takes a whole team to win it, and especially in a big tournament like this.
Congratulations. Enjoy the moment.
Okay, thanks.
Jason Allison standing just over here. We couldn't let the moment slip by without talking to maybe Canada's best player over the course of the last couple of games. You just seemed to start to roll and roll more as this tournament went on. I mean, had you timed it out, or did lightning just strike for you?
No, I got off to kind of a slow start. Didn't get much ice in the first few games. There's a lot of penalties and stuff, and then me, Dubé, and Gerard, we just started playing together at the beginning of the tournament. We never practiced together or nothing. So that's another reason we got off to kind of a slow start. And I think Dubé with his speed and Ricky's a good playmaker, and all 3 of us can score. And once we started clicking, it just kept going.
Jason, at what stage did you get the feeling in your heart that, yeah, this is a team that can really work together. This is a team that can win a gold medal. Was it a hit? Was it a goal? Was it a moment? When was it?
I don't know. It was just all... Ever since Kitchener in camp, you know, there's a lot of good players there, and everyone said guys Grattan and Daigle and all those guys, they didn't come back, so we weren't going to be that good, but we all proved them wrong.
Jason, congratulations.
Thanks.
Jason Allison off to the dressing room to get in the celebration. You can see they're starting to celebrate already. We're not going anywhere. We're going to come back, and we'll get into the dressing room with the Canadian team, talk to more players, and of course the head coach of the team, Joe Canale. Canada golden once more, 6-4 winners over Sweden. We'll be back with more in a moment.
between the hellos and goodbyes, Air Canada, in travel partnership with Air France, Continental, and United Airlines, is changing the way you see the world. This is the new Air Canada for all the world.
Time now for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by the Mutual Group. Well, take your pick. There were a few of them in the dying seconds. We chose this one, with Sweden applying the pressure, time ticking down. The man to watch is number 22 for Canada, Aaron Gavey, who makes maybe the biggest save of the hockey game right there, nullifying a surefire scoring chance. A consternation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada on behalf of TSN and the Mutual Group. The Mutual Group, working with you to help you plan for the tomorrow you want to face. Sheldon Ferguson is with us. Sheldon Ferguson, the Director of Scouting, the General Manager, whatever you want to find him with this Canadian team. I mean, how proud are you at this moment as compared to, say, 1 year ago?
It's, you know, I was proud a year ago, too, Paul. It's just so hard to describe the feeling, but with this group of young men, you know, I think we came over as real underdogs. So many people were talking more about the players that we didn't have, and I think that's all gone now. We can talk about this team as gold medal winners in the Czech Republic, and I think you said, you know, you mentioned the word pride. I think it goes right back to our office in the CAHA. It starts the under-17 program, the under-18, and then carries right through to the CHL, where we get our players from. We get so much help to get to this point, Paul, from all the general managers and coaches across the CHL that helped me get to know these kids and to pick the right ones to come together. And we've just got a great group, and each day they started to believe in themselves a little more. We didn't have a lot of confidence to start with, and we got the Germans and the Swiss out of the way early, and then we built from there. And we beat a great hockey club. I'd like to you know, the Swedes, 2 years in a row, they were 6-1 last year, and they had to be satisfied with the gold medal because we beat them. And this year again, they're 6-1, and they have to be satisfied with a gold medal. So I think that speaks very, very highly of our depth and of our commitment to win in Canada.
Sheldon, congratulations. Things pretty quiet out here in the ice surface right now. However, things not so quiet in the Canadian dressing room. Bob McKenzie is standing by in there. Bob?
They're absolutely not quiet in here, Paul. It's absolute bedlam. And joining me now, Aaron Gavey, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, more importantly, of Team Canada. What were you thinking when that puck came across just with a few seconds left in the game and you intercepted the pass?
I think it was just a matter of right place, the right time. I just happened to turn around, the puck was there, and I think he hit me right in the tape, and you know, I got it out luckily, and you know, we ended up scoring a goal off the.
Now you won a Memorial Cup with the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Obviously, how do you compare the thrills?
It's I thought that it couldn't be any better after winning the cup, and as you can see, I feel this is the biggest win I've ever had in my career, and a world championship. But a whole bunch of guys here that you play junior with, and it's unbelievable.
In the third period, Canada ran into all sorts of problems. Did the game, the collapse against the Russians, did you talk about that on the bench?
A little bit. We had a little bit of trouble holding our lead in the first period, and we got up by 3 goals in the third, and I think it was always in the back of the guys' minds wondering what was going to happen, and you know, they got 2 goals, and we bear down, and we ended up winning the game.
Were you a little surprised maybe that the Swedes came back as hard as they did in the third period? There's a lot of people who think the Swedes have a reputation for being 2 or 3 goals down and not being able to come back out of that situation.
I was surprised that we got out to an early lead. You know, I didn't know what to expect today coming off. You know, they've won all their games in the tournament, and I thought they were going to, you know, I thought it was going to be a lot closer, and you know, we worked hard and we got the breaks, and we ended up winning.
Anyone like to say hi to at home?
Probably just my parents, land parents, all the guys on my team, everyone in particular that means anything to me, and you know, I'm coming home.
All right, that's Aaron Gavey of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds and Team Canada. Joining us now, Brendan Witt. Brendan Witt, it's got to be a great thrill for you. No Memorial Cup for you yet, but I'm sure one in the future.
Hopefully, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just such a good feeling, and geez, I haven't won anything since minor hockey, and now I can put a ring on my finger and be the happiest guy in the world.
The game plan going in today was to try and really play physically with the Swedes. How well do you think you employed that game plan?
I think we got our forecheck down, and we banged them earlier, and we tried to keep them out of a transition game because they're a really good transition team and try to get the puck deep, and you know, they came back there 2-2, and we weren't down. We were going into the second, with our heads up and everything, and we came up 5-2. They got 2 quick ones, and we just stayed composed and just battled out.
How do you explain in the third period when things start getting tight like that, just completely losing the momentum?
It's sort of hard, you're on the bench just jumping, going, whoa, what's going on? But, you got to stay composed and stay focused, and once when, Gaby dumped that out, it's just a great thrill.
Now, when you guys had camp in Kitchener on December 13th, a lot of people were saying this team lacked a lot of the skill that it might otherwise have had if players from the National Hockey League, the Canadian Olympic team were here. Did you get the feeling right away that there maybe was something special about the chemistry of this team?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Everyone worked hard, like first to the fourth line, everyone put their 2 bits in, and that's all that counts. We got good work ethic from like the fourth line and the third line, that's how you win games.
Got into some penalty trouble tonight over the course of the night, but I think it was pretty gratifying from a Canadian perspective that the Jyrki Ingman allowed you guys to play.
Yeah, I was really surprised. You can't really control the referee in this hockey, and it's sort of hard because we play a really bang and crash game, and but we're gonna take penalties, and we just gotta kill them off. So
congratulations, Brendan. Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let's bring head coach Joe Canale in here, and this has got to be a very gratifying moment for you. You've been to Memorial Cup before. You didn't win it. Tough shoes to fill, Perry Pern winning the gold medal last year, but here you are in the same situation again.
It's toughest when you got to win again. I mean, when you can't go, you can't go any higher than we went last year, but it's great, and the most satisfying is that we weren't expected to win, and just the way the kids played, and I think that's a tribute to the Canadian Hockey League. It goes to show that we got good talent out there. And it's great. I mean, the people should go out and support it because there we had guys up there and we came out and we didn't we won against Czechoslovakia. We didn't play well, but we said it was because we were nervous. And here we played against a team you never expect us to play that well. And we just not only won the game and we won it, we controlled this match. So again, I say great for the Canadian Hockey League.
What impressed you most about your team, not just in this game but throughout the tournament and in prior to that?
I guess the way everybody, just handled their roles. I mean, they didn't, bitch and they gave their best. And it's really tough when you're on the bench for 6-7 minutes, and then you get on the ice. And I think that's the most amazing, how they all accepted their roles and how they all followed the game plan. I mean, today was just extraordinary. In the neutral zone, we didn't want to give it to them, and we didn't give it to them, and we jumped on their Ds, and that's what we want to do, and that's what they did. And cycling, I mean, it was a beauty to watch these guys cycle.
Congratulations, Joe. Thanks very much. A job well done. Well, now join Paul Romanek.
Well, the story in the game, there were many, but just a few. Martin Gendron, another great performance with a couple of goals. Canadian player of the game, Yannick Dubé, was there again, as was Jason Allison. And Jamie Storr, bit of a surprise starter to many, played a great game. Canada 6-4 winners. Time to celebrate.
The Blues? First of all, they've been around for years. This quality you just don't find every day. The Blues are genuine, pure and simple.
Like all great blues, ours have a quality that comes from the heart of the country.
What do they say? They don't make things the way they used to. Well, some people do.
Well, not too bad at all. 7 gold medals since 1982. 1982 is when the Program of Excellence was instituted by the CAHA. That program geared towards the World Junior Hockey Championship as well as other international tournaments, and it's really paying dividends for Canada.
It certainly is, but I think there's a point worth making here, and that is you've got to have the right attitude to win tournaments like this. And because we've won so many over the last little while as a nation, you've got to remember to respect your opponent. You've always got to remember that it's never going to be easy. And as long as Canada always goes into a tournament with that attitude, they're always going to be one of the favorites to win the gold medals.
We come back to that personality versus nationality thing, and do you think it took us a lot of years as a hockey-playing nation to learn that?
I would think so, and then we saw it in the third period that the Swedes didn't cave in and die because they were down 3 goals. They came back, and they came back hard. And guy like Kenny Johnson, who didn't play as well in the first 2 periods as I'm sure he expected to this year, came out and was dominant in that 3rd period and really started keying things along with Mats Lindgren. So just a good job by Sweden, but a better job by Canada. And when you really think about it, 5 gold medals in the last 7 years for the program of excellence, it's just unbelievable.
All right, Bob, thanks. Lingering thoughts for this tournament, a number of them. What would yours be quickly?
Well, simply the fact you win, and that's what Canadians, everybody expects Canadians to go into every tournament and win, and it's a very difficult burden to bear. And in 5 of the last 7 years, the team has measured up. So there's not much more you can say than that. Canadians are doing the job, but they've always got to remember that the next time out, you start with a clean slate again. Being a Canadian doesn't guarantee a victory, just guarantees the expectation of victory.
And mine certainly would be all the kids out on the ice celebrating afterwards. You look at them all, many of them will go on to big pro careers, but for many others, they won't. And you are watching them enjoy one of the greatest moments, if not the greatest moment, of their sporting life. For Bob McKenzie, I'm Paul Romanuk. It's been a pleasure. Talk to you later on.
TSN, Canada's leader in international hockey, is proud to present exclusive coverage of the 1994 World Junior Hockey Championship. Today's game from the Czech Republic was brought to you by Air Canada for all the world of hockey. By Imperial Oil and Esso Associates, proud to be a leading sponsor of youth hockey in Canada. And by Labatt Blue, honest and true, you bet it's blue.
Be sure to join us Sunday, January the 16th. Our CHL coverage starts. It's Valerie Bure in Spokane against the Lethbridge Hurricanes, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Time. For Bob McKenzie, I'm Paul Romanuk. So long.
Don Cherry's Grapevine. You're going to love it.
Nice. Tuesday night, Ottawa Senators coach Rick Bowness visits Don down at the Grapevine.
Right here on TSN.